Morning to everyone here. Happy? Good morning and welcome to the JP Marks Oval, yet for another exciting fixture in the Hollywoodbets Pro20 series. We do have the two teams here next to us. This time around. So please do stay tuned for another exciting fixture of the exciting Hollywoodbets Pro Series game. Today is a Pro20 game. Obviously, these two sides took each other on yesterday for the Pro50 game, and it was the Dolphins who were the victors. Then it was the Dragons who came in to bat first, rather interesting enough, in bowler-friendly conditions, and were bowled out for 123 all out in 44 overs. And it was the Dolphins who made very easy work of that chase yesterday, and they end up winning by 8 wickets and securing victory there. So plenty to play for today. Here it will be the Dragons looking to bounce back on home soil, and it will be the Dolphins who are looking to continue the momentum of yesterday. Then today the Dragons won the toss again and chose to bowl first rather than also very interesting conditions. And it will be, then we'll see to see what will happen. I'm not alone in commentary. My name is Kandler Nyikana, and I'm with Conrad Jeswat.
Good morning, Kamfa. Yeah. Welcome to Potchefstroom again. You driving in and out. Interesting conditions we have had now for the last few days in Potch. Bit of overcast, rainy in the mornings, and understandable why the Dragons decided to bowl first again with the overcast conditions. Maybe thinking that there should be something in the wicket for them early on. If there is anything, it will be in the first 5 to 7 overs of this encounter.
Yeah, very interesting. It was a lot cloudier yesterday. It rained about an hour before the start of play. So it was a really interesting decision from the Dragons to decide to bat first in what was very sticky pitch. It was a fresh pitch. Obviously, there was a bit of cricket being played early in the week last week by the Proteas women. Managed to get victory here. But they then, on a fresh pitch, it was very interesting that they decided to say, look, we're going to bat first and take on the conditions. Very moist, very bowler-friendly conditions. And they were found wanting in that initial phase. And they were, fortunately, never really got going. And eventually were dismissed out for 123. Here they are now this morning. They made a different decision today. Chose to bowl first, as I've said already. And I'm sure they'll look to correct their wrongs. Here they come. And Nini.
A good start there by Maseka Tatu from the city end here in Potchefstroom, the JB Marks Oval. Be interesting how they start off here this morning, Kamfa. You know what their plans are. How can they be better than what they were yesterday? Backs against the wall here is the Dragons ladies in this competition.
Yeah, interesting indeed, Conrad. Especially yesterday, they only managed to pick up 2 wickets. Yes, it was later in the afternoon. The conditions are not the same. But what will be interesting is, will this pitch play the same as it did yesterday morning? I think they missed a trick yesterday. They could have bowled first. And maybe today might be a tad bit easier to bat. I'm not saying it's going to be completely easy to bat in the first an hour, 30 minutes of play. Good delivery, a big shot by Ntabiseng Nini. Maybe sliding down leg. Good start.
Yeah, it looked like she actually just hit the pad on the back leg, you know. And if you see here at the replay, it looked kind of straight. Maybe just slipping a little, and umpire Nadia Stradum deciding, no, that's probably going to miss down leg. Good delivery. It's better length there by Ntabiseng Nini.
Really nice shot there being played. A convincing stroke by Khan, Yasin Khan, which he started very positively yesterday. Having a bit of a cameo to get a team off to a good mark. She was batting number 3, I believe, yesterday. Very aggressive in her approach.
This time just outside all. Bit of shape there by Nini. Good shots by Khan, just picking out the fielder at the sweeper boundary on the offside. You can see there's a bit of shape on the delivery here by Nini. We know how good a bowler she is. Of course, representing SA under 19 at the World Cup for girls last year. Again, end of last year, she played for SA under 19. She's been a stalwart so far this season for the Dragons ladies. I think she's second highest wicket taker in this competition.
think it just goes back to the decision of yesterday, why they decided to bat first, Kandler, because I believe Dragons, not to disrespect their batting, but they're a much more stronger bowling side, I believe. Yes, they have the captain, the leader in Minyong Depri, who struggled yesterday in terms of the bat in hand, but who's very good at bat. But I think they're more of a stronger side in terms of bowling hand, in terms of my observation, and I would have liked for them to bowl first.
Especially in those conditions, Kafa, because if you look at the logs at this stage, the Dragons ladies in this competition finds themselves second from bottom with only the SWD Garden Route Badgers currently on 4 points, Dragons ladies on 7. The 50 over competition, they are in stone last place. So a lot of things are riding on these last few games for them in this competition to potentially stay up in Division 1. You know, it has a lot of implications for them as professional cricketers, and to stay here is very important. So it just feels like wrong decisions maybe yesterday morning, batting first in a bowler friendly conditions. Would have liked to know what the thought process was there between the coach and the captain. With the start of the second over now, the score currently on 1. Good start there in the first over by Nini, just conceding the 1 run.
I think speaking to the captain at the end of the day yesterday, or the end of the game, and this morning, I think they certainly backed themselves to bat well in those conditions and take charge. But I think, irrespective of you backing yourself, the conditions were there for you to bowl first.
This time, thick outside edge by Khan. That's going to race away to the boundary, just square off the third man area. Yeah, just coming back to it. You said earlier about Minyong Depri. She's been the backbone of this batting attack this season. She's been scoring all the runs. It just feels to me that the top order didn't do their part as yet. You know, it's younger players. They got to learn their trade, but you got to chip in. You know, and there's a lot of pressure riding not only on Minyong. You can't expect her to score every game. She's done well, and we know her CV, how good a cricketer she is. You know, but everybody's got to come to the party in the top order. This time down the ground by Khan, but well fielded. So yeah, it's. Decisions were always, you know, it's easy sitting up here asking questions. You never know what the thought process is in the dugouts. Was it the wrong one? Possibly. Easy to say now, Kamfa.
Yeah, it's, no matter what, if it's wrong or right, I think it's what you do now. That's an important thing. Oh, delivery, dugout. I think it's very important what you do now. You put that game behind you, wake up, it's a new day, new game, new format of the game. So you just have to change your mindset and put your mindset in the right place. You can't be crying over spilled milk now, saying, oh, we messed up yesterday, we didn't make the right decision in the toss. We've won the toss today, got an opportunity to correct those right and bowl the way the Dolphins bowled at you yesterday and return the favour. Short back foot punch. Oh, sneaky. Almost selling their partner down the drain there.
No, with the exception of that boundary on the second delivery by Khan, it's been a decent start here by the Dragons. Score currently after 1.5 overs is 5 without loss. Khatsu now trying to finish off this over, which he does. Good delivery, bit of a harder length that she's hitting. Again, Khan hitting the sweeper on the offside with a score now 6 without loss after 2 overs. And of course, the Dragons ladies, there's a few games still for them to fight for this relegation or relegation battle. They will have the Garden Route Badgers here next weekend, the 21st, the 50 over game, and then next Sunday, the Pro20 Hollywoodbets Pro20 series here in Potchefstroom, and then they got to go down to play the World Sports Betting Western Province in Cape Town, both 50 overs and 20 overs. That's beginning of March, and then they have to go and play the powerhouse of the DP World Lions in Johannesburg the week after that, the 7th and 8th of March. Nini continuing with her second over.
lot of cricket yet to come, according to all these fixtures you've pulled out. A lot of them at the end of Feb, March, beginning of March. So plenty of cricket to watch here on our CSA YouTube channel. So if you are a cricket lover, you'll be feasting. There's also still the World Cup in play. Proteas men's getting victory yesterday over the New Zealanders, our old foes.
Yeah, it's an interesting stat that I saw yesterday, that we've never lost against New Zealand in a World Cup 2020 game, and it was good cricket yesterday by the Proteas. I thought we bowled really well. Marco Jansen, with his 4 for 40, looked in sublime form, and then Aiden Markram, the captain, coming through with the 86 for us. Bit of a appeal there by Nini, but you can clearly hear the hitting the bat first. Just looked like Busani falling over there, but to the offside as she tried to access the mid-wicket area. A lot of cricket, as we say. It's also the men's both Division 2 and 1 competitions that starts at the back end of Feb, going into early April rather. Oh, sneaky inside edge there by Busani. It's going to race down. Oh, in the end, just slipping there, and it looks like 4 runs. Yeah, she will concede the 4 there. Unfortunate slip by the fielder.
With respect to that inside edge there, that's a really good delivery by Ndabuseng Nini, troubling the batter. Hits the right area, hit the right line, and you can see the batter was very late to reacting to that one. Tried getting a bat down in time, but gets the inside half of the bat.
I'm not sure that umpire Strydom actually signaled the 4 there. I couldn't see it. Good delivery again by Nini, just showing a class. She's coming on heaps and bounds, is this goal.
Nice shot there. Good timing from Busani. It was a lot fuller for her to drive and play rather than the one that she got an inside edge out of. It is the end of the 3rd over. It is 11 for no wickets lost. Decent start, you'd say, for the Dolphins. Usually bat really well up front for them.
Yeah, I think it's a tidy start by both teams. You know, only 11 after 3 overs. You try to look at playing a bit more shots in the power play. Only 6 overs after that, you know, but compliment both bowlers so far. Looks like a bowling change now from the university in. But it's been some good deliveries. I'm mistaken, it's still Bukhatsu with her 2nd over.
Short and punched away by Khan, but there's cover on that boundary. A sweeper there, very crucial. Covering a few of those ones that have been short.
I think it's good captaincy so far. You know, they know that if they miss, they're probably going to miss short on the offside. Therefore, they have the sweeper on the offside. Conventional field now to the left-hander Bukhatsu, with only deep square out on the leg side and a 3rd man down. Short again. Big chase by the fielder coming around from the deep square boundary. Only 2 runs conceded.
Looks like their captain, Renee Winster, covered plenty of ground there on the leg side, showing why she's a leader here on the side and putting all out there. Big effort, leading from the front.
It's not often you see the captain on the boundary in this initial part of the game. She backs herself there.
Nice delivery. Tight on that off stump. Good take by the keeper. I wouldn't say the Dragons have bowled awfully badly. I think just haven't maybe got into the right areas to pick up wickets. They haven't leaked much runs or boundaries.
Definitely did that very well, just conceding the 2 boundaries so far. This time short again, and it's slapped, and it's a poor fielding effort this time by the fielder. They're just diving over the ball. It's unfortunate for the bowler. It's not the worst delivery. She's definitely missing. She's missing short here, Kamfa.
Yeah.
Still bowling to a field, and would like to see fielders backing up those shots played in anger.
Talk about the shot from Busani though. She's really good off the back foot, rocked on the back foot quite quickly. Very similar line to the delivery that she missed the previous ball. But this time around, she got all timing on that and was quick onto it. Beat that fielder at mid-off quite nicely.
She's timing it really well. You can just hear the sound it makes off that bat of hers. Short this time, first wicket. Yes, she picks it up. Shorter miss hit by Busani, and she finds the fielder at mid wicket for the first wicket this time. Northwest Dragons ladies picking that up. 18 for 1 after 3.5 overs.
As I was lauding the back foot strokes of Busani, missed times that one, rocking on the back foot again, looking to play over the mid wicket region, and doesn't get the good bat, gets the higher part of the bat, and unfortunately has to walk off for 10 of just 10 deliveries. A small little cameo from her brings out the batter Kandler, the all-rounder of the Dolphins.
I'm not sure whether I won't say she was beaten for pace that time. It's maybe just a bit of extra bounce that Bukhatsu got from that delivery. When she rocked back, you can see her weight just transferring too much towards to her back leg, and therefore just getting a lot of blade, top half of the blade on the ball, and it just looped to the mid-wicket fielder.
Talk about extra bounce. Yesterday there was not much extra bounce from the university and coming in from the university. It was more from the JP Marks end where there was not uneven bounce, but this awkward extra bounce that troubled a lot of the batters. And to see it from this side today, a little bit of extra bounce, maybe changing. I don't know what happened overnight, but the change of the extra bounce is on the opposite side of things now. But you have to just keep an eye out from when the bowlers come. A seamer comes from the JP Marks end. Here's a bit of extra bounce at the back of the length line.
Again, shortish by Bukhatsu. Kandler just knocking that into the offside gap. End of the 4th over now, 19 for 1. And it's interesting you actually say that. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we had an extreme heat in Potchefstroom. It was really, really, really hot. And being involved here next door at the university, you know, when you look at the curatorship of a wicket, a lot of water was given. Just keep in mind that the Protea women played Pakistan here on Tuesday evening. So I reckon the curator here, Mr. Louis Creer, did water it at one stage after the game, I presume, you know, and then cover it immediately. And then we didn't have a lot of sun the rest of the week. And it started on Friday as well, when we woke up here with definite rain in the air. So that could possibly be one of the reasons. There's moisture in the wicket. It was under covers for a large majority of the day. And that can also assist the fact that the bounce will be a bit more extreme. You know, something that you don't expect from a wicket in Potchefstroom. It's always been batter friendly. Who wants to be a bowler here? Come from.
Being fortunate enough for a New Zealand A South Africa A game, it was an absolute road, I have to say. It was a day where, well, a game where bowlers bowled over 120 overs as a unit, and both sides bowled plenty of overs. So you talk about flat pitches here at Potchefstroom, you expect that. And do you have a change in bowling? And the captain brings us off on in Yane Winster for the Dragons. Off spinner, you're expected to flight it. And you get turned in the outside edge. Good start from Yane Winster.
Great start by Winster. Hitting very good length there, drawing the batter forward, asking questions there. Just outside off, maybe on off stump. Fantastic start, and she can put a lot of pressure. If she keeps hitting that area, she can be a handful here today. This time a bit fuller, with Kandler just knocking that to mid-on.
You can expect a lot from that from her. She's very consistent as Yane Winster. She barely gives away any boundary deliveries. She'll just hit the areas over and over and over and over for you. Who played that ball brilliantly yesterday was Jade DeFigueiredo for the Dolphins, who was very consistent as well.
This time more flighted by Winster. Khan looks laboured going down there, you know, not sure actually which shot she'd be. Now she's rehearsing the fact that she's got to hit it down the ground to where mid-off, even mid-on, more mid-off is that area. She went down, tried to sweep it in the end. Uses her feet this time, and a good bat on it by Khan. That is a maximum. Fantastic cricket shot as she uses her feet there, Comfort.
Really good shot. She just shuffled down the ground, saw the length early, and went big. She was never in doubt of going over the fielder there, and went for it. Yesterday she struggled against spin. Not really struggled, but didn't really go on the attack against me. She was very good against seam on the back foot, particularly in that area behind point. Anything wide, she was very good at basically glancing a bat and allowing the ball just to hit a bat. Surprised today, she's gone down the ground and played a very good stroke.
Quicker this time. Quicker by Winster this time, and she misses a length, and a great shot by Khan, piercing the field to the deep square boundary. There's a big over that for the Dolphins, ladies, with a score now at 30 for 1 after 5. You can see Khan is just hitting us stripes now. You talk about this pitch at JB Marks being flat. I played the first game on this back in 1999, so I'm giving away my age. No, I'm not really. I'm just saying it's a long time ago.
Could have been.
So back then, the first game that was played, it was a warm-up game between the old West Transvaal and Free State, and some big names played in that game for the Free State. Hansie Cronje, Franklin Stevenson, Louis Wilkinson, big names in the old era. And I remember the first couple of years, this was bowler friendly because it was a new pitch. If you scored in a 4-day game 270 to 300, you were in. That was a proper score. The ball seemed, even Alan Donald played in that game. I must say he hit me a few times because of excess space, and he was just so good. This time bowling change now with Van Rensburg into the attack. First ball short, and it's a cut to the cover area, but well fielded. And over the years, the pitch just got, I don't like using the word flat, but that is precisely what it is. It's just a very good batting surface. When batters come here, they lick their lips. They know they're going to get a good surface to play on. Bowlers got to know which lengths to hit, how to ask questions to the batters. Otherwise, it could possibly be a very long day.
Okay, I want to pick your brain here, Kandler.
Good delivery by Depri.
You talk about pitches over a long period of time changing in terms of getting flatter or maybe being drier, like the likes of the ground in Durban as well, where the home ground of the Dolphins. Very similar situation where it was seamer friendly for many years, and then it completely changed to a spin kind of pitch. What causes that over time? Is it the preparation of the time? Is it conditions? Is it the change of groundsman? What causes the grounds to change in nature?
I think it could be a combination of everything that you now have mentioned. As we know, you use Durban as an example. Over the years, with the bowling attacks that the Dolphins had, it was seamer friendly. It was a quick bowler's paradise. And now you go there, and the Dolphins they pick 2 to 3 spinners in every lineup that they. So it could be the conditions have changed, the age of the square have changed, the amount of cricket played on a strip. It could be a variety of things. I won't always say it's the curators. It's just the conditions. There's some fields where, for example, in Durban, the Kingsmead is quite close to the sea. So there's a lot of moisture. How that could influence the wicket. Here in Potchefstroom, the fact that the Mooi River is about, let's say, 250 meters from the square, that has an influence on the amount of water, the water level on the surface. So many things could possibly play a role. I also would say the last thing is the age of the wicket. So a wicket can start off as lively, and then it can just settle down and can become a totally different surface to play on.
Interesting thoughts there by Conrad. And I'm a big fan of, bouncy, pacey pitches. I do come from flat dead decks in the Eastern Cape. It's also on the coastal that side. Not much pace, not much bounce, very low, not much spin even.
Winston back into the attack for a second over. As Kandler just hits a very good area there. They run through for an easy 2.
What's weird about it, the Eastern Cape, you'll come in and you see, beautiful green deck, and you think to yourself, bowler's paradise. And when you get there, then you actually play on the surface, ball does absolutely nothing. Barely bounces or seams. Very good grass covering, you'll see a lot of green on it, but barely anything on the pitch. So it's also been interesting over the years that it's also gotten worse and worse.
There should have been a single there, but great fielding by Minyong Depri. Usually, I tell my players at the club that I'm involved at the university, if you say flat, you got to make sure that you score big then, because players tend to believe themselves when they see a good surface. We had that situation yesterday as well, where it was a bit damp in the morning, a bit tacky, and afternoon the wicket just got dry and better, and they couldn't chase down the runs. So I think positive mindset, the way that you set yourself up. One thing that you mentioned earlier, which I so like, Comfort, was you spoke about Khan's batting. What you did yesterday towards the shot that you played over long on. It's all about the intent that you show as a player. If you show good intent, I think the majority of the game is done. Cricket is played as a batter 2 ways. It's movement. Got to move either forward or move back with a quiet or still head, and then you're in for a shout, Got to show that intent from ball 1, and so far her intent currently sitting on 18 at run a ball. The score currently on 34 for 1 in the 7th over. They're setting themselves up nicely here just outside the power play.
Yeah, certainly. I was about to say just outside the power play, and you can see the fielding changes and the bowling of Minyong Depri as well. Again, goes inside out, almost beating that mid-off. Brilliant effort on the boundary. And nice running as well to go along with that. What a stroke that was from Yasin Khan. Opens up the face of a bat, opens up a body to beat, almost beating that mid-off there. Seems like Minyong Depri.
No, I think it's Deirdre van Rensburg down there. She's been excellent in the field for the Dragons this season so far. Just out of school now, I believe. Looks like Deirdre, yeah. What I like about Kanye is her feet's moving well. She's opening up some space with the ball turning into her, opening up herself out so that she can hit the long on fielder there. As we said earlier, the intent is good. So at the end of that over, 7 overs, 37 for 1. With Khan on 21 after 20 deliveries, Kandler is just at a 50% strike rate, 6 of 12. Good start here by both teams.
I'd say a really good start, a pretty balanced start. But it seems like the Dolphins have taken control again. Exactly what they did yesterday when they lost their first wicket. They accelerated a bit more as when the fielders were put out by the Dolphins. And I'm a big fan of not rushing, taking your fielders out. Keep the pressure on early on. Force the batters to play over the top. Make them make the play. Steps across. Does Kandler, or was that Yasin Khan?
That's Khan.
She's very active around that crease area. She doesn't really often get bogged down. She's always moving around and looking for an option or an extra shot. She'll sweep you. She'll go down the ground. She'll cut you off the back foot, front foot. She's always comfortable in every facet of the game in terms of bat in hand. Is Khan.
Some flight there by Deirdre van Rensburg, and Kandler just rocking onto the front foot, slapping it towards the sweeper on the offside. It's been a tidy start here by Deirdre van Rensburg. This time, let's see if Khan again shows that positive movement, that intent movement that she has. Oh, great shot, late cut on the ball, just using the pace. With Minyong Depri trying to make it down, which she does, keeping it down to only 2 runs. Nice. Excellent fielding there by the seasoned campaigner that is Minyong Depri.
Yeah, brilliant effort that was. We covered a certain boundary there if she had maybe let that one go along. She put in a brilliant effort. Pretty new mom now, Minyong Depri. Couple of months into motherhood.
I've got a 5-year-old. He's busy. I don't know where the sporting side of him comes from. It's not. But yeah, he just loves all sport, loves cricket. And that's good. We've got to see our youngsters this time sweeping it, does Khan. More of a slog sweep she plays. Only picking up the single. Still a tidy over here by Deirdre van Rensburg.
Partnership also growing quite nicely between these two. Sitting on 24 right now.
The Dragons look at that rate achieved currently 5.4. They'll be happy with the work that they have put in so far. There's another single on the last ball of Van Rensburg over. 42 for 1 after 8. It's a rate that they can actually manage. You know, a 5.4, if you think of what should be a good score here to chase down with the batting that the Dragons ladies have. I think anything in the region of between 130, 140 at this rate going with 12 overs. It could be a bit too little what I'm saying now. But the key will be how long Khan can bat for the Dolphins to put up a very good score.
Yeah, I certainly think the 130, 140 is a good score to set here on this field. It looks like a better deck to bat on certainly today. But Dolphins do have a strong batting lineup. But what I like about how they're going about their business now, the Dolphins, that the rotational strike is really good. If when the boundaries not coming, they find ways to score the singles. They're getting bogged down on one end, where they're facing dot after dot. They're finding ways to just keep on rotating the strike. There's a change in bowling in Phoebe Milkenboer. Good start by Phoebe Milkenboer.
A bit of an offie, eh?
Bowled really well yesterday, but guilty of maybe bowling a bit shorter at times, but had a decent spell yesterday.
This time, as you said, short by Milkenboer.
I'd say it's a natural length. Sometimes the natural length can be to your detriment at times, depending on what surface you're bowling at. But as a spinner, you never really want to be bowling short or hitting the back of the length line. You want to be full. You want to be testing the front foot of the bat and use your conditions to your favor.
Twice now that she's missed short. Good fielding there by Deirdre. They go for excellent running there by Khan. Calling early, going through for 2. I like the action of Milkenboer. It's the first time I've seen her bowl. You can see she tries to get nice and high on delivery, the offies that she's bowling.
She's got an offie and a leggy. You have to look at her hands quickly. So that's her offie there. And then the previous delivery was a bit of a leggy. She just mixes it up quite nicely. You'll see it in the action that she's she'll bowl predominantly the off spin, but she does have a bit of variation when she wants to turn it away from the right hander. There's that leggy. Dances down the wicket. There's it gone. Oh, just over. What a stroke from Yasin Khan. Dances down the ground and gets all of it. And it's 6.
Great shot by Khan. Really hitting her straps now. That was a leggy, as you see, if we see the replay. Maybe it looked like the ball's coming at the back of the hand. Big shot there. Excellent shot by Khan. That brings up the 50 for the Hollywoodbets Dolphins ladies. 52 for 1 now in the 9th over. This time some more bounce there by Milkenboer. Ends her over, conceding 9 off her first over.
Yeah, Milkenboer, I think she really does extract a lot of bounce. She's quite tall in stature, and I think she could use that to advantage. Just bowl a tad bit fuller. You will extract a lot of bounce from the JP Marks over, and in particular that delivery. Bowl 3 or 4 of those in that area, you might find yourself in a good position in terms of picking up a wicket.
Yeah, if you just look at her action, I mean, as I said, she gets herself to very good height on delivery as she puts down her front foot. And you can also see a back hip coming through the delivery. You know, that's why she's getting that bounce. It's just about being consistent on the lengths. Deirdre van Rensburg now into her 3rd over, only conceding 7 so far. That's good stuff there, good fielding.
You know, what I like about this partnership is they're complementing each other really well. Kandler is not really getting it out the middle quite nicely, or not timing it the way she would like, or getting the boundaries she would like, but what she's doing really well is rotating the strike and allowing Yassine Khan to go about her business, who's on 33 of 28 at the moment, who's managed to find boundaries on regular occasions, and is looking way more comfortable than Kandler is. But what Kandler is doing really well, as I've mentioned, is just being able to share that load and actually have a partnership. That's what a partnership is at the end of the day.
Good sound again off the bat by Kandler. And, you know, Gunfire, it's fine. It's no, you know, sometimes we worry so much about strike rates. Yeah, if she's not timing the ball, well, that's okay. Just make sure that from now on in, with the fact that she's scoring about at a strike rate, let's say of about 70, between 60 and 70, that make sure that you get your ones now. And when you run hard to the fielder, because you can always turn that one into two. This stage, Khan is hitting it clean. She's the one picking up the boundaries. The partnership is growing, and what they've done well so far is the Dolphins ladies, the only one down in the 10th over. So they're setting themselves up here for a big hit at the back end of this innings. And again, it's hitting the offside sweeper. They're rotating the strike well. They're doing really well at this stage. This partnership has now grown to 39.
And we spoke about the word intent, and they certainly have that in their running in between their wickets. That's put a lot of pressure on the fielding side. When you're able to run with intent and intensity, it does force those mistakes in the outfield. It does make the fielder now look up instead of looking at the ball directly getting into the hands. You see a fumble when you're running with intent and intensity. That's exactly what you see in this partnership. As we come to the halfway point of this innings, it is 10 overs done. It is 57 for 1. Partnership sitting on 39 runs now. Yassine Khan looking good. Kandler building also nicely in her innings.
Yeah, it's the rate achieved currently is, of course, sitting at 5.7. That's still very manageable for the Dragon Slayers. They won't be unhappy about it. You didn't see many mistakes. Not a lot of extras so far. So the disciplines has been good by the Dragon Slayers. It's all about just keeping this rate achieved down maybe between 5.5 even to 5, you know, getting those dots in, putting pressure on these two batters and forcing that second and third wicket for them, you know, as to put pressure on the middle order of the Hollywoodbets Dolphins women. Chantal van Schoor now, that will be bowling her first over. Bowling changes from the JB Marks end. There's a bit of a false start there. This was athletics. There would definitely have been a disqualification for that. Athletic season, of course, upon us quite quickly, the overseas legs of it.
Straight down the ground by Kandler. Could be beating Middle on a brilliant effort, but unfortunately couldn't cover that boundary. Kandler getting into work now. Nice stroke, straight down the ground.
Oh. Now 16 off 20 for Kandler. Definitely started off slow with a few dots being scored, but that's okay. You can always pick that up later. The strike rate will get better as this is a full toss by Van Schoor. Hitting it down to long on. Fielded by Phoebe Molkenboer. As we see again the cloud cover coming over the JB Marks Oval here in Potchefstroom.
Running hard for the first.
I like this Kamfa. She is a decent cricketer. You can see the intent. This time, I spoke about her feet earlier. You know, you can see her moving well between either front foot, back foot, and what she does well. As soon as he hits the gap, she's really running hard to see if she can pick up that second run.
Maybe an international, she is. Yassine Khan. So you can see her international qualities coming out wide. She's an international player. Dragons have their own also international player. Phoebe Molkenboer, who's a Netherlands international player. Under 20. Also the Protea, Minyong Depri.
Good batting here by the Dolphins women, limiting those dot deliveries. Well, so far, Van Schoor going for 8 in her 5 balls she's delivered in this over.
I know this part of the world, the people love their cricket here, and they always seem to come out in small little drips and drabs when there's cricket being played here at this ground. If you can look around, when the camera goes on to the crowd at some point, you'll see a few people sitting on the grass banks, the grandstands, a few coming in their numbers. I'm sure they would have loved the cricket that's come their side, yeah. Poachers women, as I mentioned earlier, that they played here earlier in the week, last week. So they certainly love the cricket. I'm sure you know that. You know these parts of the world very well.
Yeah, I think Potchefstroom has always been a very good ground to watch cricket on. Being a rural town, you don't see a lot of international matches, and I was very pleased to see how many people rocked up for the women's game on Tuesday evening. Especially the grandstand was to capacity. A lot of people on the grass embankments, and whenever there's an international game or a big game of in domestic competitions, people rock up to come and watch, especially being a student town.
You talk about the crowds come on for a women's game. How about the growth of women's game in this country? Up in the air, goes away from that square leg fielder, just bounces, and they take 2. Growth has been amazing in the women's cricket.
It's been fantastic, Comfort. It's really been good, with sponsorships coming through, and the exposure that these women get now. Young girls from any age, or from any age that they're trying to play the game, there's always opportunities, and that's what administrators are doing well, I think, is they exposing the game to all ages. We were fortunate end of last year to have the SA under 19 CSA competition in Potchefstroom. Very successful competition, very well hosted by Northwest Cricket and Cricket South Africa here, and you can see there's interest. Many people coming to watch, parents, family, friends. Game's growing, and that's what it should be. It's a global game, and it will just grow heaps and bounds in our country, I think, as the years come on.
I certainly believe with all the eyeballs going on now, the standard will go up, and the commitment from the ladies as well, and more young girls growing up will have idols to look up to, and they'll want to say, oh look, I want to be like this player. Oh, brilliant delivery, but Phoebe Mokenbood beats everyone, beats the keeper, beats the batter, and goes through for bars, I believe, as the umpire signals.
What a delivery by Mokenbood. As you can see, maybe really not being just blinded there, maybe by the body of Khan. Or is it rather Kandler, rather? But that was a big opportunity for the Dragons women, as this one is a bit shorter by Mokenbood. Again, cut down to the sweeper, doing a tidy work.
That will certainly go down as a chance.
Definite chance there.
Definite chance. Yes, it was blinded and you'll be nice about it, but that's a big chance to break this partnership. It's sitting on 55 for the moment.
She got away with that one. Very short by Mokenbood. As Khan hits the fielder at cover. End of the 12 over, 73 for 1 now. Both batters are settling down. Khan 37 from 35. All of a sudden Kandler picked up her strike rate, 25 from 27. Rate achieved at 6.1, and with 8 overs to go, I reckon they will still be targeting 130, 140 maybe, doubling up their score from here. With 9 wickets in the bank, that is definitely achievable.
It certainly can be achievable. Dragons desperately need a breakthrough now, need a wicket with emergency, because this total may look dangerous, especially going into the latter parts of this innings. Last thing you want is these two in at the end and going big. They'll be seeing it like a beach ball at that time. So you don't want them to be there at the end. So you want to break this partnership. You want to break the flow of this batting lineup. Still a very long lineup to come for the Dolphins. So only 1 wicket so far.
I think Khan would be very happy with the knock so far. Before the start of this game, she was in 20th position on the batting averages. Now with this 37 so far, she is at 130 runs in this competition. Prior to this inning, she was averaging 18.5 with a strike rate of 110, and she's definitely picking this up as she uses her feet again. She's been doing that so well, just chipping it down to mid, rather long off.
Speak about the run rate picking up. Look at Kandler now. She's going about almost about a run a ball. She was at 50% at some point when you mentioned her a few overs ago. She's covered ground very quickly. So these are the dangers of the batter being allowed to get in.
This time short by Van Schoor again as Kandler just hits it down the ground. This time the opportunity of long on. Looks like Malcolmboer who tidies up there. Not the worst over so far by Van Schoor. Not conceding a boundary, and that's important. Oh, big sweep shot. Could it be out? No, fielder just lets it drop in front of her, but they still go through for 2 runs. Definitely intent there by Khan. Again, moving across the off stump, getting onto that low down knee position that she does so well. It's not really that she's sweeping the ball, it's more of a slog sweep. You know, she tries to get all of it.
You can see now she wants to change gears. Goes big over the top and definitely will get to the boundary this time. Oh, she's onto something now as Yasin Khan. She knows that she's got so a long batting lineup to come. Still the 50 over captain Shanghas is still yet to come. And the man of the match from yesterday scored also a 50 in Courtney Godin, who was brilliant yesterday as well. So it's still a really good batting yet to come for the Dolphins. So rightfully so, she's going big early on, knowing that there's a lot still yet to come in terms of the batting hand.
Best place to hit the cricket ball, straight over or past the bowler, opening up that gap there. Fantastic cricket shot by Khan. 44 from 39. And as you say, I think the most important thing about this partnership is one of these two must be there in over 18 to over 19 for them to get past the score of the 130, 140. So far, this partnership has grown to 64.
I think this is the time that they said we're going on now. We're pressing on. 7 overs to go. Still got 9 wickets in hand. Let's go for it, girls. And I'm sure that's the conversation now. They won't be holding back now. You should be expecting to see about the boundaries in play now. And a few more 6s or maybe a few more 4s. Up in the air. Over the top. 1 bounce 4. It's all action now, as I said. Should expect boundaries, and boundaries are coming in a quick flurry now.
Yeah, they've done all the hard work here, Kamfa. They stuck around. Disciplines were good by the Dragons ladies, but they're just shifting gears now at the back end of this innings in the 14th over. Fantastic cricket shot there by Kandler. Also going down on a knee, helping the ball over the deep square area for a well-earned boundary.
Coach Conrad, what do you do now in situations the Dragons bowling unit to slow down in this rate?
Bukhatsu again drops it short. I think the main thing is they've got to decide on which length and line they want to bowl. I think there's just a bit of inconsistency now in the bowling attack. You can see it's a 5-4 field that they have, favouring the offside. I would say try to bowl wider lines on the offside. You've got to sweep it down on the offside. You've got long off down on the boundary. That's where the run should be scored. Nothing should go leg side, especially to the deep backward area. This time short again. As I said, it's about length, it's about line. Line was fine, length was too short, and she picks up another boundary. Now moving to 48, Khan.
The thing is, with these two, they sprung on both sides of the field, leg side, the offside, and kind of, as I said yesterday, was very strong in the offside. So I hear your tactics, but can they execute them? That's the question. And in executing, can they then even bowl the right delivery to avoid that kind of shot being played?
That's you used the right word. It's all about the execution. Better fielding this time. That's the better line that Bukhatsu is bowling. It's all about that length now. Got to get the ball deeper in, force her to either hit to the long off boundary, hit it to extra cover boundary, or if she mishits it, the ball will come down to long on. You can't go to the square area behind the umpire, which he does.
Wow. What a stroke. You speak about bowling to the offside. She goes leg side again. And Kandler climbs onto that one very quickly. Brilliant stroke over square leg. One bounce for Kandler in business.
Just too straight there by Bukhatsu. This is turning into a massive over for the Hollywoodbets Dolphins ladies. With one delivery to go, already going for 14 in this over, as Bukhatsu's figures were really good prior to this over. Got to finish well now, young girl. Again short, again favouring leg side. Excellent
Trouble. Oh, direct hit there would have been an interesting one.
But good intent by the runners. You know, both batters making sure that we're going to push for two. We can afford to take a chance, 8 batters to go.
So look at there, on the Sunday, 1st of March, you'll see the Proteas women playing the Black ODI. That's for the GBV to struggle that we have here in South Africa. And they're fighting against that, and we certainly love to see that. We spoke about the growth of women's cricket, and we want to see the change also in women's rights in terms of GBV, and certainly that represents that. That black kit is for that fight. That game will be hosting the Hollywoodbets Kingsmead Stadium in Durban. Black Day, as they call it. Hashtag NGBV.
Yeah, it's becoming an institution now in our country, as it has Pink Day, Black Day, very important. The message sent out. As it says, Nini back into the attack. Khan picking up her 50-year excellent innings by her, or 42 deliveries. It's also the highest score of the competition so far. Fantastic knock, just like the way that she set herself into this role. Very good 50, good shot selections, with the exception of the one false shot she played, not being stumped off Malkenboer. But it was reserved, good shot selection, excellent running by her and her teammate in Kandler, that now just knocks the ball down.
Yeah, she's
just mentioning here, this is the 7th game that Kandler has played in this competition. Prior to this knock today she's currently sitting on 38 or 33 deliveries. She scored 229 runs, highest score of 89, at an average of 45, and that's again, it's prior to this innings. And today,
outside edge. Tabi saying Nini. Ball in the back of the length line. Kandler going for it hard. Beating the keeper's gloves by the barest of margins. Could have taken a brilliant takers already, but a bit too far from her. Takes Kandler to the 40s now. Is that Yasin Khan?
That's Yasin Khan now moving to 54.
With that outside edge rather. She's going for it now. Just put the foot down. Oh, goes for the scoop. Cheeky. Absolutely cheeky shot there from Yasin Khan. She's going along quickly now. Nothing's going to stop her.
What a display of batsmanship here by Khan. Bit lucky the previous ball getting a thick outside edge, but that went down to third man at pace. This time moving into the line of the delivery angling the bat and just helping herself over short fine leg for a well-earned boundary. 58 or 44. This time over deep point for another boundary. That's 3 in a row. She's definitely moving gears here. Comfort.
Just prior to this over, I was about to laud her for how she's played her innings. As she got to 50 in this over, after getting that 50, seems like she's not holding back now. Shows shades of this performance yesterday. Unfortunately, she was dismissed, and you can see the frustration with her. She was feeling the ball, she was feeling herself yesterday, and today she's cashed in hard and big. 62 or 45 deliveries, 3 boundaries in a row now. Bang, straight down the ground, but only for a single.
She's hitting it hard now, hitting it clean. Yeah, at the end of the over, big over for the Dolphins ladies. 113 for 1 at a rate achieved of 7.5. I think that 130, 140 that I mentioned earlier could be in danger here. They could go well past it, especially with the fact that it's only 1 down.
I certainly agree. You spoke about 130, 140. I think we'll be looking at the 150, 160 region now with this run rate. 5 overs to go. Already the last couple of overs have gone for more than 10. The last 2 overs. Partnership also sitting on 95. So these two are really going good now. 95 of 67 deliveries. Plenty of boundaries in this partnership. Only one chance really given. A stumping chance from the bowling of Milkenburg, of the batting of Yasin Khan. Other than that, nothing much given away. And this has been also one of the strong points of this partnership. Rotation of strike.
Yeah, they've been excellent with the rotation of strike. It's just interesting as we see Janay Winston back into the attack. Tied it to first over she's bowled to 17. Just the field placing is really interesting. Of course, she's coming around the wicket into both right-handers, but she's got a full field on the leg side, which I reckon is the area that both batters will target this stage. I wonder if it wouldn't be better to bring one across, as there is currently a third man, a deep point, or a point rather, inside the ring, extra cover, as well as a long off. If you can't take one of them across into mid-wicket. Again, down to long on. Kandler has had a good competition so far, hasn't she, Comfort?
Certainly.
Yeah, this is a 7th innings, highest score of 89. She's averaging 45, striking it at 116. 350s already. She was definitely eyeing up at the 440 in this competition for the season. Oh, what a cricket shot by Khan.
So good with that inside-out shot. She really is very comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, that shot is not easy to play at any level. And it also brings up the 100 partnership between this pair of Yasin Khan and Kandler. What a partnership it's been. A very aggressive one. That's come off 71 deliveries. Wow. What a partnership. A partnership that will potentially take them to even a score of over 150. Down the ground. Yasin Khan goes. And he gets a single.
She's moving very well down the wicket, trying to get to the pitch of it. Not really there. The bottom edge, or inside edge rather, of the blade, but still picks up 1 down to Milkenburg, who is fielding at long on. As Winston tries to finish out this over. Just tucking it off her pads is Kandler. Good fielding there by Nini. As we see the end of the 16th over, 120, 121 for 1. That rate just keeps going to 7.6 now. Could be a big one here, 150. Looks like bar for them at this stage.
Another over going big. This one went for about 8 runs. Correct.
Can I just mention one thing quickly in this competition, where I think, being a former selector in the men's game, but if I'm the coach and the selectors here, you're thinking of that Faye Tunnicliffe from Western Province. She's doing really well. She got a game now recently for South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Laura Goodall as well got a game again, being very prolific form for the Western Province team. Tunnicliffe, we know, played for South Africa. You know, Marley from the Dolphins has done well. Danai van Niekerk is up there. And with Kandler again scoring runs, I wonder whether the selectors are looking favourably to her, you know, in the near future, giving her a go in a possible national setup. You know, she's been doing well.
I hear where you're going with this.
Yeah. Great sweep shot.
What a stroke, down on one knee. It was barely power in that stroke, all timing. What a stroke. And you talk about Kandler, how she's performed. Moving over to 47 now, hunting down yet another 50. As you said before this game, averaging 45, sitting on 229 runs, high score of 89. Wow. She's in really good nick, and we speak about her, the selectors looking at her. They'll definitely have a big eyeballs on her right now. Performance that's really putting her hand up, saying that, hey, I'm here. I want to be selected. Especially consistency and a good conversion rate is usually rewarded.
Yeah, strike rate 116 as she hits that down, moving to 277 runs in this competition. Only player with more runs will be Faye Tunnicliffe.
She also has something to offer with ball in hand as well. Medium pace is also decent in terms of her accuracy. Oh, looking to go inside out there. Yasin Khan, but a bit too tight to her body. She was followed by Van Skoon.
There's nothing better than having a top 3-4 batter that can bat and offer you something. It's a coach's dream to have that play. She doesn't need to bowl 4 overs. She can bowl 2, get away with something, you know, just cleaning up an end for you as the fixer of a bowling innings. But she just moves so well. She accesses that area to the leg side in that mid-wicket area so well. That barely went past the inner ring and they pick up 2 runs. That's excellent innings by Kandler here today.
A 50 it is. A fourth 50 for Kandler. What a performance. Really good performance from her. Started off slow but picked up a run rate quite quickly. And she's cashed in here. Averaging over 45. That average will certainly go up after this 50. The high score of 89. And she's on 280 runs now in the competition. Brilliant.
Makes a good sound off the bat. The latter part of this innings. Dragons ladies has some work to do here with a bat in about half an hour's time. See if they can chase down this score that will be set by the Hollywoodbets Dolphins women to keep them their hopes of regaining. Oh, what a shot. This time by Khan. Just drags it to the leg side, to the deep mid-wicket area for another boundary. Score now at 134 for 1 after 17 overs. And look at that rate achieved. At some stage it was at 5.4. Now it's jumped to 7.9. And these 2 batters in Khan and Kandler has put down a masterclass here in not only a partnership but also in shot selection, running between the wickets. Fantastic effort so far with 18 balls to go in this innings.
Yeah, big effort between these two. Pretty much taking the game this innings away from the Dragons. To be a big ask for the Dragons to chase down already this target. That's already there, 134. We thought 134 would be already a big target to chase, yeah. Anything more than this will be a bonus for them. And to require the likes of Mukambud, Minyong Depri. Oh, what a stroke.
That's a boundary. Oh, what a stop. Is it Nini down there? She made a lot of ground. That looked like 4-all written all over it from the moment that it left the bat's face. You can still see the plan here, Kandler. You can still see the plan. She's trying to bowl wide outside. Both batters has the ability to move far across off stump. Again, this time that's going to be boundary every single time she delivers it. I don't like this field placing at all. Only 4 fielders on the leg side at this stage. None behind square on the leg side at all. So player quality of Alexandra Kandler will just feast on this.
I think bring on middle from middle up, and then drop that square leg. As you see this change, instead they bring up the deep cover in place. I think bring the middle up.
And now she opens up the leg side. Oh, what an effort by Minyong Depri.
Could have been a screamer of a catch if she had taken that one. A brilliant effort. She got those big mitts out there, but couldn't get a hold of that one. Rocks on the back foot as Kandler looking to get that space over cover.
As we said, she's just going to access that area. Good player of her quality will know where to hit the ball at this stage. And we spoke about his strike rate earlier, only scoring 10 of 17 at the beginning of her innings, and now striking at 59, at 63 now from 45 deliveries, well over 120 strike rate. Excellent shot selection by Alex Kandler.
For yet another tough game for them.
That's a better length at this time by Deirdre van Rensburg. The field placing is just worrying here. You know, the thought process from the captain Winster is, what do we want to do at the latter part of this innings? What are we comfortable with chasing? As she goes on the reverse lap, does Kandler not make contact, but it's a dot delivery to finish off the 18th over. 146 for one, for 72 or 51 for Khan. Kandler doing so well at the back end of this inning, 63 of 47, and look at that partnership now, 128. We just clapped for the 100 partnership, and already it's on 128 of 85. It felt like it's literally 14 deliveries ago, and it's grown by over 200%.
He got 100 at 71 deliveries, 100-run partnership that was, and just over 15 deliveries, scored 28. They've just been really so good, these two, running between the wickets, finding the gaps, manipulating the field settings, forcing the captain to think, and also not just that, but the bowlers, forcing them to change their lengths by moving around in the crease, dancing down the wicket, very active. Just doing everything right, these two.
Good start by Nini. Deep into the crease. That's the length that you want to hit, especially with the fact that Khan is moving either to the offside or to the leg side, depending on which side of the field she wants to access. And if that happens, you just stick to your line, just stick to your length. Don't let that unsettle you as a bowler, which Nini did so well. Slower delivery this time, and it's caught by Minyong Depri at backward point. Fuller delivery, full toss, low full toss by Nini, and she finds the fielder at deep point. Great grab.
Yes, great grab indeed. That brings it into a brilliant performance from Kandler. 63 of 47 delivered, destructive performance right at the end there. Batted really well. She'll be very proud of that performance, and that performance brought up her fourth 50 and a much needed wicket for the Dragons. Not just a wicket, but a dot ball. Dot balls are gold at this point for the Dragons, and you have the Dolphins teammates clapping her off, and rightfully so, with a brilliant performance. Dragons find a bit of life here at the end. They maybe need to take these last 2 overs and potentially win these last 2 overs to give themselves a chance in this game. They can't afford to concede any more runs here. Already on 147 for 2 in 18.2 overs. So maybe restrict them down to maybe 160 at most.
It's all about just walking off intact. You know, it was a batting masterclass by those two women, and just finishing well here. The mindset, walking to the change room and say, listen, 160, it's on the board. We got to go and fight down fight that down. So not to let it just peter out towards the end of this innings. Fight every single ball. You never know. You can have a ready that comes off today, or a Minyong Depri that just strikes it so well. Give yourself the best chance. Shangasi that's joined the innings now.
50 over captain. Shangase.
She's represented South Africa before as well.
South African all-rounder indeed, yeah.
Good line by Nini.
See, Yasin Khan was moving wide to try to create room for herself, and smart bowling there by Nini to even bowl wider for her to force her to reach for it. Exactly how she picked up the wicket of Kandler as well. So she is thinking with the bowling. Maybe she has been the pick of the bowlers, to be fair.
Slower delivery this time. You can see her rolling her fingers around it, just showing the class and the coaching she's got, you know, being part of the SA under 19 structures. Knows how to hold the ball back a little, play with her pace.
Former captain as well for the Dragons, so she's got a really good head on her shoulders. She's got a thinking brain. She knows where to bowl. She's bowling in that block hole and watching the batsman as well. Back of a length dot ball again. Very good over. In the context of the game, what an over. Only conceding 3 runs and picking up a wicket. Brings the end of the 19th over. It is 149 for 2 now, going into that last and penultimate over.
Yeah, superb stuff there by Nini. 1 for 24 in 6, and as you say, in the context of the game, that's a superb spell that she's bowled. The third over went for a few with that hat-trick of boundaries that she conceded, but still to come back to go only at 6 and over. Fantastic display by the young girl again. As we move into the 20th over, 149 for 2. Khan's still there on 74 or 54 deliveries. Been a fantastic knock by her. Captain bowling the final over.
Where does she hide the ball? She has to hide it away. Good start from her. Cramps. Yasin Khan for room. She's pushing for 2. She knows she wants the strike. She's the in batter. Oh, they can't afford to do that. Oh, naughty, naughty, naughty. Oh, how costly will that be? Getting Yasin Khan on strike again. He wanted the new batter to be facing bulk of the deliveries here in the final over. Last thing you want is Yasin Khan, who's picked in all parts of the ground. Top ball or single here will do for the Dragons. Oh my word, there was exactly what we're talking about. You have her on strike, you'll get a boundary. She moves over to 80 now, Yasin Khan.
You've got to push her more to the offside this delivery. If you've got 5 fielders on the offside, she can't afford to go straight to Khan. Khan will just latch onto that as she did the majority of this innings. Got to push the ball across her.
Yeah.
Force her to hit the offside. Just coming back to the first ball, I thought Deirdre van Rensburg did really do well there, just to cut it down to 1. Naughty there, I think, by the keeper, not picking up the delivery before it hits the stumps. That's fine, that's excellent delivery. That's a good result for the Dragons.
Yeah, perfect results essentially. 3 balls remain in this over. You don't want Yasin Khan, who's in to face those deliveries. I wouldn't have taken that single if I was Yasin Khan. I would have just kept the strike and said, look, it's fine. We don't gain much from the single. I'll maybe potentially score 2 more other boundaries. You can even see Shanghai still taking a mark. Still very fresh here. Oh, brilliant stroke.
Get there. Oh, just picking the gap there, Kamfa.
Undermined Shanghai there for a moment, thinking that she's still warming up. Gets into her business immediately, gets a boundary. Says, Yasin Khan, what you do? What you doing? What can't I do it? Doesn't matter how many balls I face. Still be able to score boundaries here at the latest part of this innings.
Mark of a good cricketer will always find the gap, eh? Good batter will always find the gap. Showing a class there. Shangasi. Oh, Theodore van Rensburg is an excellent fielder. As they turn for two, better throw would have had her in trouble, but still cuts off the boundary. Good effort by her. It is a big throw from that boundary. I reckon today it's close to 55 meters there, so it's a massive throw for the fielder to get it over the stumps back to the keeper.
Last delivery of the innings. Yane Winster to bowl it. Chances down the ground. Shangase only gets a single. And that brings us to the end of the 20th over, the end of the first innings. It is 162 to end the first innings. That means the Dragons will need 164 to win. At the end of that first innings, the batter that really stood out there was Yasin Khan, and also partnered up by teammate Alexander Kandler, who also scored a brilliant 50 as well. 63. Brilliant performance of 128 that was. So, tough task for the Dragons.
I think it's about that partnership that those two batters, Khan and Kandler, had. You know, it's 130 odd. But the fact that Yasmin Khan, there, she opened the innings, she's there at the end of the innings, 81 or 57 deliveries. As we see the scorecard, Busani tried 10 of 10, did her job. Then that partnership that we spoke about, Khan and Alexandra Kandler, 63 or 48 deliveries. That was the big decider in the first innings for a total of 163 for 2 in the allotted 20 overs. Fantastic batting by both batters, you know, scoring at better than run a ball, and that's what we want to see from batters at this level.
Yeah, certainly, and we look at the bowling card, nothing really to speak about besides Dub Singh Nini, who was maybe the pick of the bowlers, and also just going for 6 points. He was probably the least expensive bowler there. But outside of that, everyone really couldn't keep quiet. Those two batters that were mentioned just shortly now in Yasin Khan and Kandler, and it was Nanini and Bukhatso who picked up the first wicket, the opening wicket, and it was a quiet period, a quite long period where it was a partnership of 128 between Kandler, Yasin Khan, and W. Singh Nini, picking up a late wicket of Kandler of just 63 deliveries. That will be the end of the first innings, which will mean the Northwest Dragons will need 164 to win if they were to win near the second innings. As for us, for myself and Conrad and Gamba, we'll take a break and we'll be back with you in the second innings. That's a good pair. You want to start? Or you want to start?
I'll start.
Okay, start.
Welcome back to the JB Marks Oval in Potchefstroom for this encounter between the Northwest Dragons ladies and the Hollywoodbets Dolphins women. Overcast conditions still, winds picking up. And in the allotted 20 overs of the Hollywoodbets Dolphins women, it was a masterclass of batting from Khan and Kandler, ending up with a score of 163 for 2. And it was an absolute privilege to see the batsmanship of both those batters earlier. Big task here ahead for the Dragons ladies. They are fighting possible relegation as we see Reddy and Minyong Depri at the wicket. Welcome again, Kamfa.
Thank you, Conrad. Welcome again. Thank you for the welcome. Interesting second innings this will be for the Northwest Dragons, chasing 164. Uphill task that will be.
It's all about this partnership here. These two batters gonna be the key for the Dragons ladies if they want to get close today. Opening from the university side for the Dolphins will be the captain of the 50-over team, Nondumisa Shangase. He's played a few international games for the Proteas ladies. Bowling to a 4-5 leg side predominant field. Good pace to start off the Kamfa.
Pushed it through quite nicely, and this will be the partnership for the Dragons, Reddy and Minyong Depri. If they don't get to a good start or get a decent partnership to get along, for them to get a good start, and then it will be tough going here. It's a real big target. But know what Minyong Depri can do with bat in hand as well as Reddy. Also important for them to just get themselves in, don't have to look at the scoreboard and rush and want to chase that 164 in the power play. Rotate the strike really well. Pick those guys, apply the pressure to the bowling side, and then build your innings up so that you can go big at the end. Still very much a contest this. They were the ones that set the Dolphins out to bat first, yeah, when they won the toss and chose to bowl first. So it's going to be important for them to back up that decision and chase hard, yeah, and do a thorough job with bat in hand.
Good start here by Shangasi, only conceding 1 run in the 4 deliveries so far. You can see Minyong Depri lining herself up just outside off stump. Definitely going to see if she can rock back and either pierce it through the offside, which it does there, not getting the gap. Or then if it's short, definitely going to target the cow area. And it's kind of a big boundary to the leg side with the solitary fielder there at the deep mid-wicket area doing duty for the Dolphins women. She uses her feet this time, scampering through for a single, but makes it comfortably. End of the first over, 2 without loss. Good start by the Dolphins women. Yeah, as you say, it's all about this partnership here. What they can put on between Verunisa Reddy and Minyong Depri. We know both very good ball strikers. How do you play the power play, do you think?
I think power play for them will be about mixing it up between trying to get the boundaries, but most importantly, rotating the strike. Fielders are still in the inner ring, so it won't be easy to get boundaries or pierce those gaps. So there won't be a need to force the issue. But what's going to be very important is to rotate the strike and keep that scoreboard ticking, and not to get bogged down on one end and apply that pressure on yourselves unnecessarily. Minyong Depri, as I say, that dances down the wicket, showing a bit of intent, what we spoke about earlier, about how important that was for the Dolphins' innings, showing intent in their performance. Dragons will need to show absolute intent to chase the score down of 164, required run rate on 8.5. So Minyong Depri will be very, very important in terms of chasing down the score. She's the leader here in the side. Also in decent touch. In a previous one-day game, she scored 51 of 71 deliveries. So she is in decent nick in terms of one-day cricket. It's gonna be about her and Reddy getting them to a good start.
So I do apologize if I get the surname wrong. So it's Jade De Figueiredo.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so nice having a bit of a left-arm turner coming around the wicket, bowling a good pace, just hanging the ball into the right-handers.
She bowled brilliantly yesterday. I don't know if you were tuned in to watch, but yesterday she was brilliant. She bowled 10 for 17.
Oh, it looks like a nice and neat action.
And she'll do that for you all day long, dot after dot after dot. And if they can't get her away and allow her to bowl four overs in that fashion, she can drive the runs very quickly for you. And as I say, that's a nice sweep around the corner. They had to push hard for two. And really good running by the Dragons. And they complete the two comfortably at the end.
Yeah, I like the action. You know, you can see her, because she's coming around the wicket into the right-hander, she does lead with the front shoulder very long towards where she wants to deliver the ball. You can see her lining up there, and then superb action. Great start by Jade De Figueiredo, only conceding 3 in that over, and quite similar to where the Dolphins women were, also just conceding below 10 in the first 2 overs.
Yeah, what's going to be tough here is that I think this Dolphin side has a real strong bowling attack. Good spinners in Shangase and De Figueiredo, and the seamers in Banete and the captain Mali. Mali and Banete were the ones that picked up the wickets. They were the chief destroyers yesterday. And you look at now the play. Oh, what a stroke from Minyong Depri. Exactly the start she was looking for. Goes down on one knee and puts that away. First boundary for her. And exactly the start she was looking for in bat in hand. She'll be very important in chasing down this total of 164.
You see, this is the 7th innings of Minyong Depri in the Hollywoodbets Pro20 competition. As we see that again, bit of a full toss there, but a good placement, good shot execution there by Minyong Depri. Scored 217 runs so far, higher score of 89, averaging at 36, this time using a feet. And central to this run chase, and all other games coming for the Northwest women, will be Minyong Depri, bringing a class, bringing an experience to the setup. This time sweeping it.
Minyong Depri struggled yesterday, scoring 1 run of just 23 deliveries.
Okay.
She's looking a lot different today, looking a lot more confident with bat in hand, exactly what the Dragons side would love to see her to back to her form, back to where she left off.
Even when she played for Australia, Minyong Depri looked a different player when she showed intent. And if you're telling me she only scored 1 from 23 yesterday, you know, maybe she just felt not at her best. You know, that's how batting works. It's not going to be everything easy every single day. But today already, the shots that she's playing, the intent that she's showing, it's looking a touch better.
Yeah, what will be important is, remember the partnership between Khan and Kandler. This is reminding me of that, where Minyong Depri, the aggressor, Yasin Khan, the aggressor, Reddy, the one that is kind of getting herself in, only facing 11 deliveries, 4 runs. So what's going to be important for her to be able to give the strike to Minyong Depri and rotate that strike and be able to share that load as it was done in that partnership 128 between the two, Yasin Khan and Alexandra Kandler, to be able to chase down the total. It won't be impossible to chase down the 164 here. Outfield is very quick, the ball is coming onto the back quite nicely, not as sticky as yesterday. So it's just important that they're able to get those runs in terms of boundaries and be able to rotate the strike, as I mentioned already. It's the beginning of the 4th over now, 11 for no wickets lost.
No, it's a similar score to what the Dolphins women were at after 3 overs, 11. So it's not all doom and gloom for the Dragons women here. It's just getting that partnership going complementing one another. Make sure that you take the single if it's offered. This time going down the ground. Just tucking it to the mid-wicket area. They go for a single. Running between the wickets is going to be important here today for them.
I think what the Dragons have thought about in terms of here, they saw that the seamers were easier to score boundaries off. And what they've done, they started with 2 spinners, knowing that they're not as easy to pick apart early on, and you have to create the pace yourself here. If you want to be able to score boundaries early on, that just creates that pressure.
Yeah, some good shots so far by both batters. Unfortunately, just picking out to the fielder every single time. But that's how it works. You know, the power play can either be good for you or very bad for you. You know, it just looks like they want to play it outside. This time, using a feet, getting herself outside off stump. Does Minyong Depri. Turned back by Reddy. No seconds run on the cards there. Good fielding.
Good fielding, good intensity from both batters and the fielders. This will be an interesting run chase. This, I can see a different Dragon side today. Straight down the ground, beats the fielder. It's a boundary. Ready. She is looking ready to get on the way now. First boundary of the innings. Nice positive note for the Dragons to finish off that 4th over. It is 17 for no wickets lost.
Yeah, good shot this time. Again, maybe too much flight there by De Figueiredo, but very good execution. Just hitting the ball straight down the ground, beating the fielder at mid-off. With 147 off 96 needed here for the Dragons women. Usually we say the dock with Lewis Bar gives you a very good indication of where you should be. Currently 13 runs shy of that. The rate required now at 9.2, but that should not be the worry. Get yourself outside this power play. Build the innings. Run really hard between the wickets and put pressure on the Dolphins women. Oh, I must say it's kind of getting a bit darker than what we used to. I wonder if they would think about switching on the lights, if it's possible, because luckily they're playing white ball. But it's getting a bit gloomier here in Potchefstroom. I don't think there's chances of rain, but it is definitely gloomier. This time getting us outside off stump again does Minyong Depri.
Minyong Depri is looking really good. She's usually very busy around the crease, and she was quite busy yesterday, but didn't find the middle of the bat, wasn't able to rotate the strike. But today, she's able to find the middle of the bat and running hard. She's communicating a lot better. Cuts it, and in the air on a drop catch. She had it in the hands for a moment. Feel that point. But popped out as she landed.
It's a superb effort there by the fielder at backward point. Just popped out as her hands hit the ground. Shorter this time, and Minyong Depri helps herself to a boundary. Takes the score to 23 without loss. Shangasi just missing a length there.
It was Busani with the drop catch there at point. And early. Busani with the drop catch at point, as I say. A really good effort from her, but unfortunately, elbows hit the ground at a crucial point as she was still trying to gather the ball in her hands. And a boundary straight after that followed. Minyong Depri. She's in really good nick today. And the Dolphins will identify her dangers right now. Dealing in boundaries as Minyong Depri. Targeting that square leg boundary now early on in the innings.
Goes on the reverse and she pulls off the shot. Excellent execution by Minyong Depri. She went out early, saw the line delivery, and just helped herself behind backward point for another boundary in this over. Fantastic cricket shot.
That's the end of the 5th.
And 10 runs off the over.
Minyong Depri on a roll now, 17 of 15. Ready, 10 of 15. Partnership looking good, sitting on 27 on no wickets lost. Told you how important this partnership will be for them to chase down this total 164. They're looking comfortable now. Dolphins are desperately needing wicket now. Otherwise, it will be danger time for them.
Yeah, at similar time, the Dolphins women were at 29 without loss at the end of the 5th over, so only 2 runs shy, and they make it up there on the first ball of the final over of the power play. Good running, good intent again. Keep mentioning how important running between the wickets will be, just to rotate that strike as much as possible. Slower, more flight this time by De Figueiredo.
Round arm delivery.
She plays with the pace very, very well. Imagine she will have the quicker one in her armory as well.
Oh, quick single taken trouble. Oh, chance missed. Another one, 2 and 2 overs. 2 big opportunities to pick up the wicket of Reddy. One, the drop catch by net, and then the drop at the stumps by De Figueiredo. How costly will that be? Minyong Depri dances down the wicket. Heads the ball down to deep cow. There's cover on the boundary.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think De Figueiredo won't be unhappy with that result. I think she would be unhappy for not collecting the ball on that possible run out. For all her money, it really was short of a crease. That could have been the first wicket for the Dolphins women. And even though she did falter there, came back strong with only 4 runs so far and 5 deliveries off this over. Slow again. Good pace variation by De Figueiredo. End of the 3rd over, her 3rd over. 13 runs conceded. End of the power play, 31 without loss, with 133 more needed off 14 overs.
Seems like there might be a change of gloves here for Minyong Depri. Maybe not comfortable with the ones she has at the moment, having a sip of water. Early on in this inning, that's the end of the power play as well. The power play ending on 36 or 31 for no wickets lost. I think at the similar time there was 37 for 1, the Dolphins. So a very balanced start. Dragons haven't lost their first wicket, crucially so. They want to keep that wicket column down to 0 for as long as possible, and they want this partnership to go as deep as possible so that when it comes to the back end of the innings, it is go big time. Score required, 133 still required to win, of 84 deliveries. Required run rate sitting at 9.5. That's not the issue. The issue is keeping wickets in hand, as you mentioned already, and being able to build on this innings and to give yourself a chance and to go as deep as possible.
Yeah, I think we talked about the importance of this partnership. After this, coming in at 1 down will be Leslie de Villiers, who is currently sitting in 15th position with 127 runs, with a high score of 52 that she achieved on the JB Marks over late last year. Then they have Phoebe Morkenboer and Janae Winster to come in after that as first delivery of the 7th over. Minyong Depri just knocks down to long on, collected by the fielder there. So there's maybe 2 or 3 or 4 batters coming in that can still shift the momentum of this game, but this partnership will be very crucial to the Dragons ladies here.
You know, I have a tactical thought here. If this partnership continues to go the way it's going, right? Let's say, hypothetically speaking, goes up to about 40-something runs partnership or even more. I'd put in a player like Janae Winster as captain to come in next. She's a big hitter of the ball. Get her in. Tell her you've got a free license to just go big. Get that run rate out of the way. pick up that run rate very quickly, apply the pressure on the Dolphins, get him maybe a cameo of 20 to 30 like she did yesterday, then it's a whole different game here.
It's all about keeping that rate required intact. You know, it's not to let it jump too much. Currently, they're about 4.5 runs behind it. And as you mentioned, making such a good point, Godfather, is that just keep that in control. Because if it's jumping to 12, 13 and over, you know, scoreboard pressure definitely plays a role in any format of the game.
Oh, stumping chance. Gone down. 3 opportunities for the Dolphins in the space of about 3 overs now. It was a job from
Yasmin Khan at wicketkeeper.
Job from Busani.
Yeah.
And then a run-out opportunity missed by Figueiredo. Yasmin Khan dropping this one. All from the same batter. Ready. She has to make them pay for this. Go straight, that's ready. But only for a single. Hit it really well. Sounded really good out the bat. But didn't go too far.
Yeah, it's a good change so far here in the bowling. Andrews coming up with her first over. Michaela Andrews, right arm seamer. Doing a proper job for her team here. Only conceding 2 runs so far in her 4 deliveries. Minyong Depri now on strike for the 5th. She hits it through the offside. Cracking cricket shot. Just picking up the sweeper on the offside boundary. Looking to finish off her over here with as little damage as possible. Will Michaela Andrews. Really on leg stump, just a bit of a trigger and hitting it down the ground too long on. Super start by Andrews, conceding 4 in her first over. Score now on 34 without loss after 7 overs. Rate achieved at 5. Problem for the Dragons ladies is that rate acquired now all of a sudden jumping to close to 10 runs to the over. So the play will have to be made by them at some stage as we move into the 8th over.
Yeah, that's how I was saying to you just at the start of this over. If you want to extend that run rate, put in your captain, Winston, one of your big hitters. I'm not saying Fifi Milkenberg can't hit a ball, but they're more kind of, they nip it about, move it about kind of batters, not like your big hitters. And you want to get that strike rate like down to about 7 per over. And now getting itching closer and closer to that 10. It's sitting on 9.9 at the moment. Don't want to find yourself now playing unnecessary shots under pressure. So take that, say you lose a wicket or take another risk of losing yet another one by putting in our captain who will maybe get a cameo about 20 to 30 runs. If it doesn't work out, doesn't work out. So be it. But at least you're giving yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Here comes Baneta now into a first over. Up in the air, first ball and a wicket.
That is the wicket of Reddy, who was living dangerously. Gave 3 chances already as we see Leslie de Villiers walking out. Coach is not listening to you at all, Comfort.
Yeah, the run rate is really going to catch up to them now. You want someone that's going to back up that innings of 18 deliveries. As you see that wicket falling of Reddy, she struggled a bit trying to muscle that, trying to catch up on that run rate as we talk about. She could have just maybe easily just rotated the strike there maybe. I know scoreboard pressure is a thing.
That's a thing. It's scoreboard pressure. She's not striking it close to 100 even, and in the end, between the ears, you start questioning yourself, what shots should I be hitting? How can I lessen the pressure on the team, on my partner on the other end? And you just make a big mistake like she did there.
The last thing you want is to get Banete into a role, because look at carefully in that delivery. I wish you could get a replay of that, because you've got a bit of an extra bounce of her delivery in that delivery that she bowled just now. Yesterday she got a lot of extra bounce. That's what troubled most batters from that end of the JP Marks end. And she got that in that delivery. You'd say yes, the shot wasn't there to hit, but there was extra bounce in that delivery. that picked up that wicket. Something that got her 3 of her wickets yesterday.
No, it's definitely the side to bowl from, it feels, for the seamers, because earlier Nini also bowled very well from the JB Marks end.
9 wickets fell that end yesterday of the Dolphins bowling. So plenty of wickets to bowl to get from that side. From terms of a seamer's perspective, you still have the likes of Mali, the captain, to come in to bowl as well. So the Northern Dragons will have their work cut out here. See that bounce again. And it's pushing through a bit more today.
Yeah, you can actually see, but she's running in hard. She's running in with that intent that we spoke about earlier. Now she wants to hit the wicket. Even she maybe misses about with a meter, but it's that harder length. She does not want to bowl it too far up to both batters. That's quite strong from the front foot. So she's rather going to bowl that hard length about 4 to 4.5 meters from the batter, and see if she can force them to play a bad stroke to her bowling. This is shorter wide this time by Bonetti. It's just that's the effort ball.
Yeah, she has to take really hard. And just to go back to my point again, I know I've been hitting on this point a lot, but Yanewa has to come in. She's also a left-handed batter. She'll create that right-hand, left-hand combination that will make it a bit more difficult for the bowler to settle in, especially when you rotate the strike. In situations like this where the bowler's still trying to get themselves in, you want to be able to rotate the strike, and then when you rotate the strike, it's the left hand, right hand, that unsettles the bowler.
That's a good line there by Bonetti. Feet not moving well there for Lizzie de Villiers. It's only the second or third ball she's faced so far, yet to get off strike. Made a 50 in her last game here at the JB Marks Oval for the Dragons ladies. She and the supporters next to the field very pleased with that knock. She hit the ball quite clean.
She has a good hit of the ball indeed, you're right.
Minyong Depri sending her back that time, looking for the sneaky single. No love from her partner.
And run rate creeping up now. Don't want to go on to it too much, but it is sitting at 10.4 per over now. It's climbing up quite a bit.
It's got to be about how do you handle the situation. Are you just going to let the game peter out, or are you going to say, listen, we're going to make a play? That's a good delivery there by Bonetti.
And see what this does now, this dot balls. Minyong Depri has been in good touch on the opposite end. What will that do now to her? When she faces the next ball, she'll feel pressure. She'll start playing at balls that are not needed to be played at. She'll start going hard at balls she doesn't need to go hard. She'll try to hit the balls too hard, force the issue. It might even force a run out. So this is a really good time for the Dolphins just to apply the pressure even more. Another dot ball.
A low full toss, big swing by De Villiers, but not making full contact. So let's say this. Let's talk about quickly the captaincy there by Zintle Mali. In the power play, literally three overs of spin per side. That's how she started off. 6 overs of spin, get it done and dusted. Not a lot of pace on deliveries. You know, they kept the ball back, played with their pace. Only scored 31 in the power play. And now after 2 more overs outside the power play, 2 seamers come on, and they only scored 5 runs and picking up a wicket in 2 overs. So that's very good captaincy, assessing the wicket, assessing the situation. How much pressure can we put on the batters, especially with the likes of Minyong Depri on strike for the majority of the deliveries? We're not giving them anything.
Exactly as you say that. She brings us up on, does Zintle Mali. Dot ball again. Pressure will be on Minyong Depri. Now in this situation, doesn't matter how well you've been timing the ball, the pressure's on you now to score off every single delivery. That is 10.8 that run rate now, creeping up, getting close to that 11 mark. Wow, delivery will be signaled by the umpire, and rightfully so.
can see that Minyong Depri may be looking to make a play here. Trying to use a feet, opening up the legs, moving to the leg side to open up the offside, not making contact at all with the ball. Fortunately, it's a wide delivery.
Nice shot from Minyong, but only gets one. Exactly what they want now. Dolphins got full control of this game now. Mali will be loving the sight of this.
If you just have a look at the rate required, literally with every dot ball he jumps with about 0.2. Currently 6 runs shy of getting close to the rate required. Can't be dealing in singles all the time. Got to make a play, especially target the first 2 balls of an over. Try and get boundaries off those 2 so that the pressure eases and you can just see if you can rotate the strike for that 1s and 2s, hitting your sweeper fielders, take the singles that they offer, take them, and see if you can get closer to that 10 runs required and over. But too many dots at this stage as a wide delivery is bowled by Mali. And even that's not really hurting the cause at this stage.
Okay, let me pick your brain again, Conrad. You see now it's quite a spell now for the Dragons. You see the field setting, it's an offside packed field, and then a leg side, they push the leg side fielders deep. There's a change again, there's third man moving a bit deeper. Where are they running options? Yes, we know rotational strikes are important, but where are their boundary options?
Well, definitely the boundary options should be straight down the ground because both mid-on and mid-off is up. It depends on the length that's bowled. So you've got to look to hit the ball straight down the ground. That's a good cut shot there by Leslie de Villiers. That's definitely an area because if there's width given, that's the area to access. As we see, the umpire is going to signal a no ball and the free hit right after that. This is going to be a bit of fun for Leslie de Villiers. Majority of women's cricket boundaries are scored on the leg side because it's easier at this stage for them to go across the ball and access long on and the deep mid-wicket area.
Unless you're Yasin Khan, obviously.
Precisely the same thing. That's why many of them will move across off stump to get closer to the line of the delivery. We know where we tell bowlers to bowl, try and hit top of off or even a touch wider inside that block where the blue wide line is. So that's the area that I would say is, as she hits it over mid-off. Superb cricket shot there by Leslie, and we hope that that shot gets this innings of her going. It's a freebie that you want as a batter, you know, get yourself going with the boundary. You can play the shots, go out and play them.
Really good shot there with the no ball by de Villiers. Exactly what they would have wanted from her with that no ball, capitalize on it. I think she has to go that way again. Treat every ball like it's a no ball at this point. Get that run rate down to 10, under 10. You can't leave it till the end. You can't put yourself under pressure too much, especially not rotating the strike. In out shot, straight to the fielder.
Yeah, if you look at the current log, the Dragons women got to think, how do we not get relegated? They're sitting second from last, with the Titans women on 8 points after 6 games, Dragons women on 7 points, Garden Route Badgers women sitting on 4 points. Everyone after 6 games. A win here. Give everything for the win. It can push you into 4th position. Good delivery at the feet of Leslie de Villiers. Give yourself the opportunity to say, listen, we're going for wins. We're going to play cricket. If we lose, can't get much worse. But we're going to play a type of brand of cricket that we're going to take chances. We're going to play positive cricket, play some shots. When we bowl, we're going to field hard. Can't just allow teams to come and play against us, especially on our home ground. We've got to make a play.
Oh, it looks to go big again, and yet another dot ball into the block hole by Zintle Mali to end the first over. A good over that was for the Dragons, 10 in that over. Good result. Looked a lot quieter, but a really good over that is. It's the end of the 9th over. It's 46 for 1 now. So plenty of wickets in hand for the Northwest Dragons. So it's about them being able to score the runs. Still a game. They've got 66 deliveries still remain of the 188 runs still required. A lot will rely on this partnership again. Partnership's going to be so important. We saw how important it was for the Dolphins to get them to that total. They can't rely on 20-run partnerships. They need a 50-run stand, 60-run stand, or even a 100-run stand at this point between these two. Yes, that may be a big ask, but that's what exactly is needed. It has to go at a good rate as well.
As we see another bowling change, Michaela Andrews coming in for a second over. Great shot down the ground by Minyong Depri. Bit fuller this time, opening up that area for Minyong Depri. Full swing of the arms, excellent cricket shot down the ground.
Seeing it like a beach ball now is Minyong Depri. 25-21, how crucial she is to this run chase. Cannot overemphasize on.
It's still very good captaincy by Marley. You know, the previous over was bowled by Benetti from that side. She does not want the batters to settle to a specific seam bowler here. So she's ringing the changes, it seems, from the JB Marks in. This time a bit shorter by Andrews.
Seems that the captaincy of St. Marley is very reactive in terms of every single shot that boundary being played, they'll plug that area. And that's something that Minyong can look at. If I'm hitting a boundary over mid-off and they push the mid-off down, and then now they bring on fine leg, maybe a reverse sweep or a lap sweep that pass fine leg, that 45, or force that mid-on to come back up. Play around with the captain.
Yeah, a good batter like Minyong Depri will have the ability to manipulate the field as she wants it. You know, she will go down the ground and immediately the captain will be active, and it's not proactive, it's active. Pluck that gap, as you say, she brings up fine leg, now she goes on the lap or whatever. So, but not all players has that ability. You know, it's a few of them that has that ability, and therefore Minyong Depri, the amount of international cricket she's played for South Africa. This time, big swing by Leslie de Villiers, and her off stump gets knocked back.
What's happened there? Is that a wicket?
No, it's bowled. It's bowled. There's a bit of a...
Let's have a look at that again.
What happened?
That seems to have hit the stumps.
Well, that knocked the stump. Definitely.
That certainly hit the stumps. What happened there?
Never seen that before. Heard about W.G. Grace being bowled, put back the
Wow.
bails and say, people didn't come watch you bowl, came to
Wait.
watch me bat. No, the keeper's hands were nowhere close there. You can see it actually showing down.
Or it could have hit the keeper's pads.
Well, that we couldn't see. That we couldn't see. Oh, she's hitting that shot so well, but not being able to pick up anything for it.
Let's have a look at that again. What a bizarre moment. Bowler bowls, hits the stumps. Umpire just walks off.
I can't imagine that coming off the pad. That looks like it just hit off stump really, really hard. But needless to say, the game's got to go on. This time trying to go
I think
on
the only
lap.
other possible result there, Conrad, is that the ball hit the keeper's pad and then hit the stumps. Because I'm sure they would have appealed for it if something like that would have... Surely you're going to contest that as a keeper, especially right there. You see exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Because it looks like the bowler just went off to the offside, and, well, that's a wicket. Maybe she just saw the bails come off. That's why I thought it knocked back off stump. Maybe the keeper said something else to them.
Yeah, it must have hit the keepers because we were unsighted for a moment then. It probably hit the keeper stumps, keeper's pads rather, hit the stumps.
Yeah.
And then, the bells were dislodged thereafter. But nevertheless, it was a bit of a weird moment to be dealing with.
So literally no one knew what happened. I think the umpires were also a bit flabbergasted there for a moment. So fair play to Yasmin Khan saying, no, that came off my pads and that's what we reckon what happened. So if that's the case, very good sportsmanship by her.
It's an interesting call from our scorers here. They have a different angle to us. And they saw it immediately saying not out. So they must have seen that ball hit the pad first onto the stumps. Because we were put on site, we were right behind the umpire. Up in the air. Could be in two hands, but drops in between those two fielders. A deep cow. And mid on. Nice intent being shown here by De Villiers. She's timing it a bit better. And you can see what she can do when she times it really well. She can go up in the air and go big. It's about her now. Even that is important. Just rotating the strike for her that was essential in that moment. Still in the game. 59 delivers remain. 111 still required. Run rate gone up to 11.3 now. Big ask.
Yeah, they got to score nearly at 2 runs a ball from here on in. Well, the Dragons ladies. Change of ends here for Banete. Another good delivery by her. Going deep into the block hole there of Minyong Depri.
Interesting change. I was really enjoying seeing her coming from the JP Marks end because she had picked up 3 wickets from that end yesterday. I don't see why the need for her to be changed again today. I think she really bowled brilliantly from that end. Maybe the captain knows better. Minyong Depri goes down the ground, but only for a single.
Yeah, they've got to start making more play here. That's the Dragons ladies. I know they probably they're trying. The striking is just not what they want it to be. So maybe just decide on which shot should be played. Try and execute that to the best of your ability. If you can't do it, make sure of at least getting the single. Can't have too many dots from here on in. I think the dot ball count is close to 30 already, and that is in the 11th over. You know, that's a lot of dot balls in a 20-20 over game. Full toss again.
Full toss. Tevez would have felt she missed out on that one. She looked to go on the offside, open her body up, but she got the higher part of the bat there. That run rate is not looking good at all for the Dragons. They need boundaries, desperately need boundaries right now. They need something. There's a lot of space there behind that 45.
That's a good shot again, only finding the fielder. The dot ball count is what is killing them at this stage. You know, sometimes you try so hard to get the boundary that you forget about getting runs. You know, you got to make sure that you get off strike. Minyong Depri now just striking over 100. Leslie de Villiers, it's close to 50% strike rate.
Have to push for 2 years, surely.
Oh, no chance.
Sure, it will be tough also for De Villiers to run quick in between the wickets. Maybe not the quickest in between the wickets as De Villiers, in comparison to a batting partner, Minyong Depri.
Yeah, excellent over again by Banete. I think she conceded 3 in her first over, 2 in this over, picking up the 1 wicket that is down off the Dragons ladies. And that rate required now has gone to 12 runs to the over. 108 needed, or 55 deliveries. And what's the talk between those two batters at this stage there, Kamfa? What are they saying to one another?
I think the conversation is nothing less about getting boundaries, honestly. 12, it's gone up now to per over required. Required rate is even more difficult now than it was 3 overs ago. Full toss, wide signal by the umpire.
Yeah, and you can actually see the pattern here. So it's Marley coming back for her second over, the captain, and she bowled her previous over from the university end, as did all the bowlers so far. Andrews started off on the university end, bowled a second over on the JB Marks side. Who bowled the previous over, Banete, JB Marks side, bowled a second over, and the same now with her. So there is kind of a pattern Wonder if that's something that was discussed in at length with the coaching staff. Shorter this time. Minyong Depri finding the gap, and they turning for two, and that's what they need. Those twos, turn those ones into twos.
You spoke about what you're just saying now about the change in the bowlers. It's about not allowing those batters at the crease to settle to one bowler. And it does become difficult when you're facing 2 overs of one specific bowler, and the next thing there's a change. And again, when you start to settle to one bowler, you change again. As a batter, that becomes so difficult, especially when you're trying to score runs.
Some fancy footwork there by Minyong Depri.
Because you'd be like to yourself, I'm comfortable now, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling this bowler. It's their second over, you score maybe a boundary or 2 or a few runs off her, and then next thing you've got a new bowler that you need to settle to, which makes things so difficult, especially when you have to pick up the run rate and move around the crease or maneuver runs from different parts of the ground.
A big shot this time by Minyong Depri. Between Cow and long on, going through for 2. Definitely not timing the ball well today. Even that was kind of a free hit there, come for no strike on it. Just making it more difficult. Yeah, it just shows you how well those 2 batters played of the Dolphins ladies earlier, Khan and Kandler. That big partnership of 130 that they had.
Yeah, I think just the batting of the Dolphins just maybe a level above the Dragon side. You saw yesterday in the conditions when the Dragons came to bat in first, didn't really bat well, and you found the Dolphins winning by 8 wickets and getting 2 partnerships to win the game. Clips the leg side, finds the fielder, does the Villiers. And again today, similar situation where it only took them 1 partnership basically get them to that score. So they're batting, that top order from the Dolphins is very powerful in getting them into good totals.
Yeah, and the big difference is also the boundary counts. How often did those 2 batters hit a boundary? You can think maybe 1 to 2 boundaries and over. I think in total so far there has been, let's just make sure how many boundaries hit so far in this innings by the Dragons ladies. The score now on 64 for 1. If you look at the amount of boundaries hit by the Dolphins ladies, 18 fours and 2 sixes in their innings. And in the Dragons ladies so far, after the completion of 12 overs, they've hit 6. So there's a big difference there, and I think also the running between the wickets between those 2 batters, Khan and Kandler, were exceptional. And that makes a big difference in the end, what total will be posted.
And maybe one stat you've missed is a dot ball count.
Okay, we can have a look at the amount.
That's something also that has been so big on them drying up those runs, because that was also something that they avoided. Were the Dolphins, they were never bogged down at any point, irrespective of how good the bowling was. Currently having 37 dot balls. Dolphins only had 37 dot balls in their innings that they played. And
the Dragons has exactly 37 dot balls so far in 12 overs.
And they've just surpassed their halfway point of the game. So you can just see that the difference. Oh, she grabs that one on the shin. Take a second.
That's a bit naughty there by Nkubani on her first ball.
Yeah, look, you look at that. That just really brings alarm bells for you. You think to yourself, what can I do different? You look at dot balls, 37 dot balls in 20 overs, in 12 overs already on 37. Minyong Depri picks that gap on the square leg boundary.
That's a good shot.
Really good shot. She's on 40 now, Minyong Depri. A lone fighter for the team. Still sorely believes in the heart that she can do it for her side, but she needs a partner to kick off for her on the other side. Could De Villiers be that partner? Big boundary on the leg side. Very big boundary. He has an opportunity for Minyong Depri to score big. Dances down the wicket, goes straight. But there's cover. The boundary in Kandler. Scored a 50. 63. Really good 50 from Kandler.
Now she looks a cricketer, does Kandler. You know, she batting, very impressed. You say she bowls a bit. You can even see the way that she feels, the way that she runs. She looks a cricketer. Definitely going to put her hand up at some stage for national selection if she continues at this trend. That's a better shot there by Leslie De Villiers.
Have to push for 2. Much better over this for the Dragons. 44 balls remain with 91 runs still required. Couple of big overs here could change that completion very quickly. Maybe when you get down to that 25 balls, maybe around 60, 50 odd, could make for an interesting finish. De Villiers goes straight down the ground. The timing is not good enough. Least rotation the strike now are the Dragons. I still believe something can happen here, Conrad. I don't think it's all doom and gloom just yet. Couple of big overs here, 2 or 3 big overs. We've got a game in our hands here. It's gone straight. Timed wall.
That's a good shot.
Oh, really good fielding by Kandler. That was certainly going for a boundary. Oh, that was hit so well. Covered ground very quickly to Kandler.
Definitely, what you are 100% correct. You need those 2 or big 3, as they say on television, those Manhattans. That just changes the complexity of this innings. You know, 1 or 2 overs that goes for possibly 15, 18. All of a sudden, you bring that rate required down, more manageable. The back end. Remember, you still got 9 wickets in the bank. It's no point not going hard from here on in with 7 overs to go. You know, you got to take chances now. Rather get bowled out going hard instead of saying it's okay. We're going to chase. We're going to push 120 or whatever the case is.
One thing I have to highlight, having been here at Potchefstroom before and me having the privilege of being able to commentate over the games of Northwest Dragons Women's, is that it has been a thing of them boundary scoring. It has been a challenge for them for some time now. I've seen a few games of theirs, and when they haven't been able to score boundaries, their challenge has been the rotation of strike, has been the Achilles heel. So I'm not trying to be negative, but this is nothing new to me necessarily, but I think they can potentially have room to improve in terms of chasing targets and get those win columns and a few wins under the belt. Clips it leg side, does Minyong Depri into a gap. They have to push hard for 2. But unfortunately, good fielding on the boundary there. Seems like Courtney Godin on the boundary.
Is she a top order batter?
Yeah, she scored a brilliant 50 yesterday as well. Man of the match performance that was from her. Straight down the ground from De Villiers, only a single.
As everyone laughs a little about that fielding effort there. Is it Andrews?
Yeah, Michaela Andrews, that is.
Okay, everybody that's inside this JB Marks Oval had a bit of a chuckle there at her expense.
That's another opportunity for a big over here for the Dragons. Backs away, does Minyong Depri. And a misfield, they have to push for a second.
Yeah.
Nice awareness, good awareness. Exactly what they need. And you can hear the applause around the ground. They need runs desperately to the Dragons and big overs. Talk about opportunities. Very opportunistic moment there. A boundary here will change the complexion of this over to make it a 7-run over.
As we see Alexandra Kandler now with the ball in hand. Of course, earlier she was brilliant with bat in hand. And Khan, her partner in crime in that partnership, moving up to the stumps now. Maybe a very good decision. Looks like she's got quick hands. Stays nice and low as a wicket keeper. Big shot this again by Minyong Depri, but we understand why. I must confess I didn't even have a slightest look at yesterday's scorecard here. We had club cricket here at the university next door, and also the start comfort of our residence league. And if I tell you they play a 100-ball league, 100 balls innings per game,
Sure.
and the amount of people that rock up, it is an atmosphere per excellence. They come in droves. It's a men's league, but there is a few girls coming to watch. There's Bryce, and there's a few drinks being had, and it's something that we are still very proud of, having a residence league. I even chucked in a pink ball for the season, and this time Leslie de Villiers is bowled. Big swing across the line. This time the middle stump gets knocked back. And the good form with the bat continues for Kandler, now with the ball. And the old saying is, if you miss, I hit.
Talked about how handy he is as a cricketer.
You said that.
He's now putting up a hand for a man of the match performance now. Would have easily said at the halfway point was Yasin Khan, the man of the match. But I think she might be now putting a hand up for the man of the match performance, picking up a wicket after that 50.
I'm not sure, is that Tormay? Yes, Rensha Tormay coming in now. It's still not the captain, Janay Winster, down, so maybe she's coming down to have a bit of a hit at the ball. Is Rensha Tormay possibly someone that can clear the boundary, and that's what the Northwest Dragon women need. Score now 80 for 2 after 13.5 overs. That rate required is just below 14.
They need about 2 overs that's worth 20 to change the complexion of this game. Because, it'll be tough going from here at this point onwards. And they need them just about now. I know there's a new bat at the crease. But again, I think a missed opportunity. A left-hander would have been perfect in this situation right now. New bowler, still finding a feet. You wanted to give yourself a chance. And I think it goes back to my point of the boundary thinking of the Jags. I think they could be more positive in terms of how they can go about their game, in terms of bat in hand. Just the simple things of running in between the wickets. Not overcomplicating their game.
That's what you need. You need shots. You got to swing at the ball, Mr. May. That was the length to go after. In the end, she does get a single. Good call there by Minyong Depri, and you are so right. That with 3 games to go, and let's say 6 played. What was learned so far by the Northwest Dragons women in this competition? You know, whether they chased or they put up a target, what's the way going forward for them? It will be tough going down again to Division 2 cricket, you know, because you're going to probably lose a few of your players. It's not professional Division 2. So the women that do stay behind, let's say they are relegated, what type of game do you want them to play? Because the gap between Division 2 and Division 1, it seems, is a big step. And many of these, it's difficult to bridge that gap in a year's time between Division 1 and 2 level, the skill level of cricket. So, they brought in 1 or 2 or 3 pros. It's going to be hard work, Comfort. It's a hard work for them to get better and for the game to grow in the Northwest Province.
It's worrying times for the Dragons, honestly. 50 over format. Don't have any victories. 7 defeats in 7 games. And here, 7 games, 1 victory only, or 5 games, 1 victory. So it's a real tough going in this competition for them, and this is where they want to stand out, the Dragons. Big hit. Powerfully hit.
Yeah, it's a good strike that by Tormay. Now it's about clearing the boundaries.
Big ass with 6 overs remaining. You want 82. Oh. Fielders are out. You're asking a lot of Minyong Depri, who's on 46 of 38 deliveries, who's batted really well. Up and over for Minyong Depri. But straight to the fielder. She needed a partner. She really did. Desperately needed someone that can back up what she's doing.
Definitely. It's just like Minyong Depri has got to make sure that ones are turned into twosies. Got to make sure that she keeps the majority of the strike here. Banetti in now for the third over. She has been brilliant so far. Even yesterday in the 50 over game. Inside edge by Tormay. That's unfortunate for Banetti. Good execution of a skill. But at this stage, the Dragons women will take everything that's handed to them.
Exactly what the Dragons needed. Not the way they would have liked to score their boundaries, but it's a boundary nevertheless. Inside half of the bat. Beats the keeper on the bounce. Missing the stance by barely. I don't know how, maybe
a whisker.
A coat of paint.
A coat of paint. There's so many words we can use for how close that was. But the intent's there from Tormay, and I think that's why the bit of luck also comes with it. So rather give it a full go here, Rensha Tormay. See what you can get right, what can be achieved. Big swing again. She's striking it well down the ground.
I feel like she could have come in sooner. Tormay needed someone like her to be positive and go big. Could be a little too late. Already in this over, they've got 7. But the required run rate is, don't even want to say it. Such a big ask at the moment. I think for the Dragons, it's about just taking as deep as possible now. Oh, outside edge, much needed. Minyong Depri, she'll say she timed that one. And that one brings up a 50. Brilliant innings from Minyong Depri, a fighting innings for her side. 51 of 40 deliveries. Raises a bat to the crowd. It has come through, and her teammates as well. And you can hear teammates really proud of that. What a performance from Minyong Depri.
Yeah, that takes her to a second 50 of this competition, to 258 runs in total. She will definitely be behind Kandler and then Tunnicliffe for leading run scorers in the Hollywoodbets Pro20 competition.
Outside edge again! A boundary! What an over this is turning out to be.
That's a big over there for the Northwest women. Going for 15. Unfortunate for Banetti. It's been excellent so far. But anything will be taken by the Dragons ladies. As she yells for something from the side, and the 12th man showing a lot of pace, it seems, to get whatever it is. 68 needed off 30 deliveries. Rated required 13.6. Minyong Depri 55 off 41. And maybe a hit or two here by Tormay can just shift this momentum into the favor of the Northwest Dragons women's team. One area that I would say today was very good for me was the fact that I don't think I saw one wide or no ball bowled by the Dragons women. I think I saw one bowled by the Dolphins women. So the disciplines by both teams when it comes to the bowling, very good. And that's an area that any coach will be very happy about.
I certainly agree. I did say earlier that they are a stronger bowling side, but they're showing to be very strong in bat in hand right now. Another big over here can change this complexion of this game very quickly. Oh, look straight.
Oh, that's going to be...
Oh. That looked gone from here. From first look. Tormay can find herself lucky not to be walking off right now. Let's have a look at that. Oh, my word.
Oh. That's unfortunate for the bowler, but in the end, the umpire makes the final call. I think that was missing everything except middle there. Good shot down the ground, and that's a boundary for Tormay as the fielder alters and misses that. 60 now needed. I don't think Michaela Andrews will be happy with that fielding performance there. Not backed up by Banyete. Intent by Tormay is very good. 100 up now for the Dragons women. Right this time.
I heard a snick on the pad there, Conrad. Sounded like it might have been a pad there. 2 lucky calls for Tomei in this over. That sounded like pad. Maybe it was more glove, the sound of the glove of the keeper. Oh, goes big. That's Tomei and gets the boundary. Oh, we've got a game in our hands now. 59 more required, 27 deliveries remaining, and I did say if they can get that score down to about 50 to 54 required at this point and 25 deliveries remaining, it will be game on.
That's a good shot there by Tormay. Now on 15 of 7, and you kind of wondered, shouldn't she have come in earlier, maybe at 1 down. Leslie de Villiers, who came in at number 3, scored 14 of 21, only hitting 1 boundary, but did have 12 dot balls to her name. So far, Renshaw, Tormay, 15 of 7 deliveries, 3 boundaries, 1 dot ball. Good intent. Again, big shot. This time trying to clear the boundary, but she's caught. Excellent catch down at long on. That's a 3rd wicket down for the Dragons women at 105 for 3 at 15.3 overs. For a moment there we thought, yeah, maybe there's a chance. And I understand the shot selection. They've got to go at the majority of deliveries now. Got to see if we can clear boundaries. And that will come from the coaching staff as well. Good catch by the 50 over captain Shangasi.
Very calm. You're taken by Shangase on the boundary. Didn't seem flustered at all. That ball that went down leg side there, seems like I have really grabbed the finger of the keeper. Can't see the physio come out, first aider come out to put on the magic spray on that finger, as they call it. That weekend will slow down the momentum. Still, I think it's still game on here. Yane Wester, he has the bat I've been calling for a very long time. This innings, I think she can hit it from ball 1. And then she can give us a cameo about 24 of just 15 deliveries of, or even 10 deliveries of 24. Back up that performance of Minyong Depri. Might have a big game on our hands, a big finish here. This could be a very interesting finish here, Conrad. I don't think this one is over. Dragons still need wickets here. If you still have Minyong Depri out there, batting the way she is, and she has a batting partner with her, you can see what she did when she had a batting partner. The complexion of the game changed.
For sure.
And you've seen many games before being won from this situation. 59, 26 required.
That's a wide delivery this time by Andrews. It's been a bit of an indifferent over, you know. She conceded 2 boundaries, two wide balls. She picked up that wicket. So far, her bowling's been good today. It's just
Pricey over.
Pricey over this.
It's going for 11 so far.
Gotta get it straighter. Asking questions to the batter, which he does this time as there's a shot played and good stop
can push
there.
for 2 here. Oh, they missed opportunity to go for 2 there. Could have really pushed for 2. And Yane Winston loves going straight, and you can see they plugged that area straight for her. They put the long on and long off. Knowing her abilities, they saw her yesterday with the cameo she had, scoring 24 runs later on in the game. A nice shot there by Minyong Depri to end the 16th over. It is 108 for 3 now. 25 balls remain. Further 57 runs required to win. 24 balls remain. Further 56 runs to win.
Now, for the first time today, the run rate required goes to 14 runs to the over. And lone battle at this stage fought by Minyong Depri. Little cameo there by Tomei, scoring 15 off 7 or 8 deliveries. Been good to see. 3 very good boundaries hit by her.
Change in bowling again.
That's going to bring back now De Figueiredo. You said she also bowled well. She's got 1 over left. Excellent bowling change, in my opinion, by the captain, Mali.
I think Depri has to target that fine leg boundary. Or go over the top. There's no field. There's a gap here in the cover region. She has to open her body up and go over cover. And I think she might do that. Go straight. Does Minyong Depri. Has to push for 2. Only gets 1. She had an opportunity there to go over the top. That's where her runs are, I think, against De Figueiredo. Especially with De Figueiredo turning into her. She can just open herself up and play over the top. And I certainly think she does have the ability to do that. And you'll see a straight, powerful shot here from Winston. That's where she loves her shots. That's where she loves her boundaries. She'll also plug in that fielder, put the fielder in that cover region for her. So if she does get a wide one, she has an opportunity to score over the top in that boundary or pick that gap between in the covers. Goes leg side-ish, but only for a single.
Good pace here by Jade De Figueiredo. Not giving them any pace to work with. Good flight through a delivery. If you're going to make a shot, you have to create all the pace.
At least it's not dot balls.
Yeah. Thick outside edge this time. You can actually see that Minyong started well outside leg stump there in a setup, trying to open it up over the offside. This time hard swing, getting a thick outside edge past the keeper. 21 balls to go in this innings, in this run chase of the Northwest Dragons ladies.
Up in the air, into the gap. This over is dealing in singles. Maybe 2 boundaries here in this final. Last 2 balls can make it for a very interesting over. 2 boundaries here changes the complexion of this over. Can Minyong Depri do that?
And this time.
And a stumping. Tries to go down the ground as Minyong Depri, in a quest of getting runs, runs past it and gets stumped by Yasin Khan. A brilliant performance for her fighting innings of 58 of 44. Fortunately, she has to walk off. As the Dolphins are certainly looking towards victory now. With 19 deliveries remaining, with 52 more runs to win. It will be Phoebe Milkenburg to come in to bat now. With the captain, Yane Winster. 4th wicket to fall. And you can hear the applause all around from the crowd. Clapping off Minyong Depri. De Figueiredo gets her rewards for good bowling. That's the end of the 17th over. 18 balls remain, 51 more runs to win, if even possible for the Dragons. Possibly this will be looking down for a victory for the Dolphins. Yet another one here in this Hollywoodbets Pro Series. Got a victory yesterday in the Pro20 series. Moving in further up in the top of the log. I'm sure this victory will move them even further up the Pro20 series. And they would have enjoyed their trip down here to Potchefstroom.
With 3 overs to go, they could possibly be eyeing the bonus point here as well, which sits at 130. And that can make a big difference for them. Currently, after 6 games, winning 3, losing 3, they sit at 13 points. Picking up a bonus point here can take them to 18. And that will be a major boost. Currently, as the log is, with a full round of games on the way today as well. World Sports Betting Western Province leading the charge at 27 points. DP World Lions ladies at 23. And Dolphins ladies currently at 13. They could be eyeing another 5 here, which takes them to 18 points. And then Titans ladies currently at 8 points after 6 games. Northwest Dragons ladies on 7. And the 6 Grand Girl Gardenwood Badgers women on 4 points. As Banetti is bowling a 4th over now. Morkenboer showing some intent, running down the wicket, getting it on the full, but can only pick out the fielder at cover. 15 balls to go in this game, 51 still needed. Slower delivery this time by Banetti, knocked down the ground too long on by Morkenboer. 114 for 4. It's been a very good outing today by the women from Durban. Just looks like a well-coached unit. Very professional in their setup.
Very professional indeed. The Dolphins, he spoke about the professionalism in that halfway point. They just got that anchor you spoke about on their side.
Now if we come back to the innings this morning, yeah, they lost their opener quite early. Was it Busani? She came out, lost her for 10, and then the class of a Kandler just walks in, you know, and we call it usually in all formats a fixer, you know, a fixer at 3s. Okay, we lost the early one, just going to fix the innings, make sure that we rotate the strike well. Gave herself a chance. She wasn't even close to 100% strike rate, but she just fixed the innings. As this is shorter and it's cut by Morkenboer to the vacant 3rd man area, beating the fielder at short 3rd man, going through for a much needed boundary. Now 45 needed off 12 deliveries. Just seems that maybe that bridge too far for the women from Potchefstroom. And with Yasmin Khan, they put on a stand of 130. That just changed the whole complexity. They weren't going like a powerhouse out from ball 1. They played the super overs, or the power play overs at 5 runs, 5.5 runs to the over. Gave themselves the best opportunity to put up a decent score, and that's exactly what they did. In the end, Yasmin Khan scoring 81 off 57 deliveries, with 9 fours and 2 maximums, at 142 strike rate, only facing 18 dots. And Alexandra Kandler scoring 63 or 48 deliveries with 6 fours and only 11 dots. They ended up on 163 for 2 with 18 fours and 2 sixes in total for the team, only facing 37 dots. And at this stage, the Northwest Dragons women 119 for 4 with 2 overs to go, as it's hit down the ground by the captain, Janay Winster. As we see Nondumisa Shangasi coming on for her 4th over. Very tidy figures so far of 20 runs conceded, or 19 rather, in 3.1 overs. Now the Northwest women, I think the main concern there is the amount of dots they faced. That's now well above 40 dots already. Currently on 45. That's another good shot by Morkenboer, but not finding the gap. Good fielding there by Michaela Andrews at extra cover. This time really trying something different, trying to open up behind square on the leg side, that vacant area with only a short fine leg in place. Got a deep square on the boundary. She's still got deep mid wicket on the leg side as well as a long on, trying to hit that gap between deep square and short fine leg. This time fuller delivery by Shangasi. Again, not hitting any gap is Morkenboer, but still showing some decent intent. Final delivery of this time. Oh, it's a run-out opportunity. It's missed by the fielder at the stumps, and they have opportunity to go through for 2 runs. Beg your pardon, there's another delivery left in this over. Still a tidy over. Only conceding 3 runs has Nondumisu Shangasi. Again, same story this time. Hitting it over the fielder at short fine leg and picking up a boundary for herself. Good shot. Some good innovation there by Morkenboer. Definitely an area that she likes to hit. The score now on 126 for 4 after 19 overs. Still another 38 to win off 6 deliveries. Virtually impossible. I think Hollywoodbets Dolphin ladies would really see if they can just keep them quiet for another 3 runs here to pick up that bonus point. With one of the stalwarts earlier today with the bat, Kandler, coming on to bowl the final over of the innings. Janay Winster, rather, 5 from 5 deliveries. Phoebe Morkenboer, 12 off 11 deliveries. Let's see what damage they can still do in the last over of this encounter. Bit of a harder length into the pads there by Kandler rather. With Morkenboer now on strike with 5 balls to go in this encounter. Some fielding changes being made. Captain running in from the long end area to just have a word with her bowler, Kandler. 1 for 7 in 7 deliveries that she's bowled so far, bringing herself back into the ring. Playing a miss, good length by Kandler. A lot of room being given to herself there, Morkenboer. understand she plays international cricket for the Netherlands, as does Khan, who plays for Namibia. It's good seeing that caliber of international cricket is also on the park. Big shot this time by Molkenboer, but not making contact. And the fielder at mid-off comes in to take an easy catch. Banete taking that one, getting quickly under it, hands up to the ball. She'd had a very good weekend here in Potchefstroom. Been excellent with the ball for her team. And that's the end of Molkenboer. 12 from 13 deliveries. With 3 deliveries, legal deliveries to go in this encounter. 37 still needed. Batter number 7 coming out, looks like Tlotlo Bugatsu. No, I beg your pardon, scoreboard says Owetu Gaza. Final rights being read here for this game between the Hollywoodbets Dolphins women and the Northwest Dragons women. 3 legal deliveries to go. As my fellow commentator moves down to do the presentation, I'll do a quick recap of the game and then it will be over to him for the presentation and interviews for this game. Short, and it's defended by Gaza. In the end, totally overcast day in Potchefstroom. It's not the worst day to play cricket after all the heat that we had in the northwest over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's welcome rain earlier this week in this part of the country. So just one more fielding change being made. Third man comes up into the ring and deep mid wicket goes down. Big shot this time by Gaza, also skying it, just undercutting it. Oh, and she drops it, unfortunately. Very hard hands on that catch. Won't make any difference to the game itself, but Kandler would have loved to pick up a third one here in this. A very good game for her. It's just those little disciplines that you don't want to see creep into a team. Got to play till the last ball. Got to make sure your disciplines are good. Looks like the captain herself there that dropped that one in Zintli Mali. That one hits shorter length, hits the thigh pad of the captain. That's the end of the game. Dolphins women who wins this game against the Northwest Dragons women by about 35 runs. Yeah, it is 35 runs. Excellent performance as hands are shaken. If you see the result there, Hollywoodbets Dolphins ladies won by 35 runs. Excellent performance by them, coming to Potchefstroom, picking up maximum points in both encounters, in both competitions that they've played. Such a good team. Excellent showing by them today. Looks like a professional unit, the way that they warmed up. It started there. Well coached and very well captained by both captains. Just waiting for the summary of this game. Both teams just shaking hands. Hollywoodbets Dolphins ladies can be very pleased with their performance here. Just overpowering the Dragons ladies with the skill level. And a lot of work to be done for the Dragons ladies. With 3 encounters left in both competitions, 6 games in total. They've still got a lot to play for. Just making sure of getting one or two more victories. And as we see the summary there, earlier this morning, Yasmin Khan, 81 of 57 deliveries. Alexandra Kandler, 63 or 48. A partnership of 130. Only notable bowling performance was the S19 player Ntabiseng Nini, 1 for 24 in 4 overs. Ended up with 163 for 2 in the allotted 20, and then 128 for 5 in theirs. The Northwest Dragons ladies, after winning the toss earlier this morning. Only Minyong Depri scoring 58 off 47 that did any damage. Rensha Tromay did show good intent, but in the end it was just that bridge too far. The Hollywoodbets Dolphins ladies winning by 35 runs. And in a cloudy Potchefstroom, we want to thank you for tuning in to this on the Pitch Vision channel and Cricket South Africa channel. Thank you for listening in, and congratulations to the Hollywoodbets Dolphins ladies for both victories this weekend.